Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nintendo Pow Block here on Boss Rush Network. I'm your host, and Lights Excited Eddie V. Joining me is the one, the only bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir.
Hello. Happy direct hangover weekend.
Yes, everybody. Happy Direct. Man, this Nintendo Direct Partners Showcase. Of course, we're going to be talking about it in family news and everything. Everybody, the Direct recap is live, hosted by Corey and guessing with Stephanie Klimoff from the Boss Rush Podcast. And, of course, Andy Block, I should say. Shout out to Stephanie. Thank you for joining Corey and kind of taking my place. I wasn't able to make it, but we have thoughts, everybody.
Ed, Stephanie might be joining us more often soon.
Ooh.
Like as like a third chair, like maybe every third week or whatever. So that'll be fun. It'll be fun to have a third person here. I'm tired of you.
Hey.
I'm just kidding. Although, according to one of our Apple Podcast reviews, which everybody out there should go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and rate us a 5-star rating or a nice review. I don't agree with this person, considering we've done this for 450 something episodes plus expansion passes and other shows. Let me get there. Hold on.
Well, Corey's
we got a 1-star review, Ed, and it says we have no chemistry at all.
All right.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Like, sir, you might want to go or person, I should say, viewer, listener.
Yeah.
You might want to go back on bossrush.net, go to the Nintendo Pow Block playlist, and go check out our old episodes, because trust me and Carrie have chemistry. We might disagree on some stuff, and we do agree on some.
We don't disagree on anything.
Things. But I'm like, check our Metroid Hellblade discussion.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't care. I just not
Hellblade.
I just thought it was funny that someone said that you and I have zero chemistry. I'm like,
oh goodness.
Okay. Unless it was like an episode one review, either you or me weren't on that this person listened to.
I have,
but even then, like, okay. I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
As much as we talk, and as much as, like, I tell you guys, when Corey mentions something and I'm on board for it, and we bouncing ideas and having discussions, the chemistry is there. I mean, the chemistry has always been there. It took a while, I would say, but
I would say sometimes when we are tired, maybe like the energy might not be there, as much as we want it to be. But
you want to know what's funny? It was that episode that you were working from home. I had like
where we actually did a podcast during normal people hours.
We recorded a Pow Block that episode, and we were just like, this. It felt natural. It felt good, and I was just like, we got the episode for next week out. And we did it like within 45 to 55 minutes, like we did it within an hour. And man, when I tell you that was just a good discussion, and I was just like, okay, we gotta hold back, because I know we're on a time limit because of me having to go to work, and you already at work, but have to wait for the next podcast thing that happened. It was just like, I was literally thinking about that.
Yeah,
it's like, that was so much fun.
Yeah. So, anyways, not really important. Just
Yes.
Anyways, people. I don't know.
Yeah. But
still, leave us a review and a rating. I want to know what you think.
Ooh, excuse
me.
And
then we'll make fun of you on the show if you're wrong.
Oh
man.
Excuse me, everybody. I'm drinking a Monster mango flavor. And it's been a while since I had one. I haven't had Monsters in about 4 months.
Right.
Yeah.
should be drinking them like water, man. You should be flushing them things down your gullet.
Well, shoot, depending on what's going to happen at in Seattle for PAX West, shoot, I'm probably gonna be like, okay, I got another Red Bull.
I'm so mad, man. The cast of Claire Obscure is going to be there. So mad, man. I don't know. Although it's not like the entire cast, and we've already met Ben Starr, so
yeah.
I mean, we
super cool and everything.
Although, the couple other actresses are going to be there, so I mean, I wouldn't mind meeting them either. But
which I meant to ask you. This is not with Claire Obscure.
Oh, well, then I don't want to talk about it.
No, I was wondering, because I gotta order shirts for PAX West. I know I'm getting a Nintendo Pow Block shirt because that's gonna be Friday's shirt. Because I'm trying to get to like the Nintendo booth early during media hour. Because I don't know what's all going to be there, but I'm excited to like hopefully go in and play some games that get that experience there before I go to all the other places. I was wondering because we have Xbox casual shirts, right?
We do. I'm in the middle of updating everything.
Okay.
As well as trying to be more active on the website, which congratulations to the writing team. Biggest month ever in the history of Boss Rush this month.
Yes.
In July. So shout out to Lasby for putting in that work and all the people who, he corrals every month.
Yes.
Good job, team.
Yes.
You done good.
I meant to write today, but I was just like, my brain was just like, take the day off. Mr. Varnell, you have worked 6 days straight. And so much has been on your plate, so just take the day off. Not going to win with
that effort, Ed.
I have my interview with AAAA or 4A. I have that review. I have a royalty free fall. What, Sprite?
I don't know.
Apple juice.
Just.
So I'm going to get back into doing. I'm trying to get the rest of my interviews out before I head out to Seattle for PAX West. Because I have already got lined up with one developer, Devolver Digital. They're going to be there, so I'm gonna be playing one of their games. I don't know if I'm going to be under embargo just yet, but I can't. But I do. They're one of my interviews for PAX West on Friday, so I'm going to be playing their game and try to do the interview there and stuff.
Cool.
And everything, which I also was watching Pow Block when me, you, and Cordy was in Boston doing our Nintendo Pow Block episode there live.
Yep, we sure did it there live. Man, I just I'm kind of sad that I'm not going to PAX, but it's okay. There's always next year. So
yeah.
Oh man, good times.
So, well, Corey, let's get this show on the road, and let's get into this housekeeping. This is Nintendo Pow Block, the Nintendo podcast for Boss Rush Media and the Boss Rush Network. We record each and every episode live on Twitch, YouTube, X/Twitter every Saturday night. So come hang out, be a part of the conversation in the live chat, and give us a follow while you're there. If you'd like to support Boss Rush, you can check out our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Boss Rush Network, where you can gain early access and exclusive access to content like the Nintendo Pow Block 1-Up Patreon show and Expansion Pass, become a Patreon producer, and more. As always, if you can't support us financially or join us live, your listenership and viewership is enough for us. Subscribe to Boss Rush on YouTube and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, consider leaving us a 5-star rating and a review or a comment. It will help with discoverability and growth.
If you don't leave 5 stars, don't bother.
New
I'm just
episodes post new episodes post every Monday morning on podcast apps, YouTube, and on our website on bossrush.net, where you can also find our daily banter, reviews, discuss, and more. So yes, everybody. Like we said, we got the Nintendo Direct recap, so you guys could check that out. And we do have some articles up there, some Boss Rush banters. Yeah, go check
My
that all
Destiny
out.
2, Edge of Fate, and Clair Obscure Expedition 33 reviews. My Destiny one was 2,600 words, and my Clair Obscure one was 3,400 words. Hope you like to read.
Yes.
Spoilers, 5 stars for both.
I have my interview with Tom Frenzel about Endless Night, The Darkness Within, and my interview with Colin McKissick, creative director for Royalty Free for All. So you guys could go check that out. I am in the process of doing my Boss Rush Spencer, and also planning to do my editorial about the game Keycard. Not debate, but personal opinion about it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we'll talk about it on Expansion Pass, because I have opinions that, even though I'm not as much of a physical collector as a lot of people, especially for Switch 2 now, because I don't know, I can't keep up. I just can't keep up. So digital it is. I still have opinions.
Yes. Also, if you are a Patreon member, I believe our strategy guide discussion is available, Corey.
It's available for free actually right now.
Oh, okay.
We are not ahead on Expansion Pass, Ed. So
okay.
This let's see. What's free? Okay, so the strategy guide one is currently free. This week's free one on Thursday will be classic magazines and studio struggles.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. And well, Patreon should have like the worst Nintendo games and stuff like that, I believe.
They should.
Yes. So, but how about we get into Snacktendo?
Yeah.
So,
snacks. I'll go first. I ate some good stuff. It was oh man, Streambot in our chat. Yeah, so I meant to send you a picture of this, Ed, and I forgot 3 separate times, because spoilers, I had 3 of them today. But we went over to my parents' house today, and I grilled sausages and chicken and some green peppers and onions and some hot dogs for the kids. But it was really good. Some Italian mild sausage from one of the butchers up here. And it was great. It was so good, man. It was like, it was so good. I think that onions and peppers could have been a little bit crispier, but people got hungry, and so I pulled them off a little early, but they were still good enough. They were good enough. So that was delicious. I really enjoyed it.
Did you guys put any condiments on it, on the sausage, like mustard or anything?
I put spicy brown mustard on it when I don't have like peppers and onions to put on it.
Okay.
So yes, with an asterisk.
Okay. Because I know that's for like bratwurst. A lot of people do mustard on there.
Yeah, I mean, I like mustard. I like the spicy brown mustard more. You can take ballpark mustard and just throw it in the trash, because that stuff's not good. But I do like the spicy brown.
Yes. All right.
I had a black friend in college that we called him Spicy Brown. I realize now that that's super racist, but it's fine. I didn't give it to him.
Was like, oh,
he was fine with it. I don't know. Whatever.
Probably thought to himself that I am a hot guy. I'm very spicy.
No, he had a temper tantrum. He had a temper problem.
Oh, then he was a hothead.
probably from the we'll call them performance enhancing drugs he was using.
What's it? Supplements.
So we'll leave it at that. Anyways, not important. Nobody cares. But that's what I've been snacking on, Ed.
So I snacked on some taco season chips. They're like some brand that I got from my job. I don't have them by me or anything, but like they're like from Mexico and everything with some Tostitos.
They're from Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Directly from?
Mm-hmm. Directly from. They're like corn chips, but they got a lot of taco seasoning, and it's really, really good. They cook them in avocado oil, and it's like natural grain and everything. And we got them, and, like they were barely selling, and so I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna try these. And so I was just like, let me pick up the taco ones. So I picked up the taco. Excuse me. Funny enough, we didn't have. I was gonna try it with the Tostitos, like cheese, but we didn't have it, so we just only had like the mild Tostitos. And I didn't want to get the restaurant because the restaurant flavor of the Tostitos dipping sauce is very thin and watery. So I got the chunky kind, and it's really, really good. These chips are really great balance in spice and the seasoning. They really taste like a taco. They don't have that Taco Bell taste or anything, but they don't taste like Doritos. Like this tastes like.
They're not stale and like wrapped in 3 other chips like Taco Bell at the time?
No.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. I will say that I had a chicken chalupa supreme from which was so good. I was just like, oh, I maxed those mugs, so good. But like these chips that I got, like really, really good. Next week, everybody, I'll tell you the brand of them. I just don't have them by me or anything. Got some Subway today. Got a ham and cheese with like the toppings and stuff: lettuce, tomato, black olives, mayo, not honey mustard, sweet teriyaki onion sauce, and got to toast it and stuff. American cheese and stuff like that. Got a foot long because I had a gift card. Cheese. Yeah, that's the only kind of cheese that I get at Subway is American cheese. I haven't.
Gotta get provolone.
I thought it was supposed to come with provolone, but I'm so anytime I go to Subway and I order a sandwich, I only just do American cheese. Next time I'll do provolone.
I'm so side tangent because we don't have enough of those on this show. I don't really like yellow cheese. I'm like, unless it's like on a taco from Taco Bell or something, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. There's something like really weird about yellow cheese, especially like cheddar and like sharp cheddar. Mm-hmm. Like, like Kraft singles, whatever. Okay, it's fine. It's not my favorite, but like, there's something about it. Like, especially when I make like quesadillas at home, I just can't do the yellow cheddar cheese or anything. So I've been getting a lot of provolone and mozzarella recently.
Well, it's weird because Subway's, theirs is like the white triangle kind of look for their cheese.
Oh, like they have the white American, don't they?
Yes. Yeah. I know Jimmy John's and Jersey Mike's, they do provolone cheese for theirs. They don't do American, because I think American is like the craft looking yellow kind of cheese and stuff, which I do like on my Whoppers and stuff if I go to Burger King, and everything. Like I think a lot of those places. When we got a place called Lino's, which is like a community kind of local sub shop. They do right American cheese too. They don't do like, no, they do American cheese, or they do cheddar for it. I know Wisconsin is known for a lot of their cheddar cheese, which is really good, because that's where a lot of milk come. I think a lot of companies who do milk and dairy stuff is in Wisconsin, so they have a lot of different kinds of cheeses there, and it's all good. That's definitely when they're doing their cheese curds and stuff. Corey, Siete, Siete, Maya's corn tortilla chips taco seasoning. Sorry, the bag is open. It looks like this. That's the brand. Taco chips. And just really, really good. Of course, if I'm at Subway, I got 3 chocolate chip cookies. They had 3 for $2. Oh, so wonderful. I actually had to ask the cashier. I was just like, he's just like, did you need anything else? I'm like, yes, can I get a chocolate chip cookie? He's just like, do you want the special? I was just like, how much is the special? He's like, oh, it's 3 for $2 still. I was just like, oh, thank you. Yes, I do. And he kind of laughed. I was just like, I didn't see it on your board, so I got nervous. I got scared. And he just laughed. He's just like, it's okay. It's okay. He was really nice about it and everything. I think he, was happy and everything that I was just an easy customer, because I think the customer before he helped me probably was just like was a difficult, challenging person. Yes. Because when he walked out the door, he said to the guy, you better make his sandwich right. And I'm like, ooh. And I guess after that, he just started, I guess before that, he has just started saying some, I'm going to keep it PG, some unfair things to the worker making the sandwich and everything. And so I didn't know the full story, but I was just like, I'm going to treat this person with respect and everything. Because he just probably got done dealing with a difficult customer and stuff. But the sandwich was good. Italian herbs and cheese is my bread. And I had a gift card for it. So I'm just like, you know what? I could treat myself for lunch with this gift card. So yeah, pretty much that's what I kind of really snacked on. I'm waiting for my new debit card to come in, so I had the budget this week, everybody, which I did a pretty good job. I got some fast food, like McDonald's. I got like a Big Mac, and 20-piece chicken nugget and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing really big or major. Had some Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia, and some milk and cookies, ice cream. We had it for 2 for $11 at my job. So yeah, it's just like that stuff. And because we have 3 for $2 for our Arizonas, for the canned ones. I've been drinking the mango flavor Arizonas. Like I said, everybody, budget until I get my card. So yeah. I've been good. I have a Domino's gift card. So I'm gonna use that tomorrow at work. Just have Domino's send me a pizza to be like, look, I got $25 on this Domino gift card. I'm about to straight order up.
Man, Domino's is so cheap and so good, or how cheap it is. Dude, we buy 3 pizzas and it's like $18. Because they have that, like, the medium 2 topping for $5.99, or maybe it's $6.99 now. So whatever.
$6.99, yeah.
I mean, we all essentially get our own pizzas, and it's delicious.
It's just the tax and the delivery. That's pretty much it.
We don't, dude. I could walk to our Domino's. We don't have it delivered.
You got one close. We have one close to us too.
It's literally probably a half a mile down the road. Maybe I could literally walk there and walk home with it if I wanted to. I just don't want to cross 5 lanes of traffic to get there.
So you just drive to go pick it up.
Yeah.
Ours is just like 3 blocks from me. So if I'm at home and I order it, I'll get delivery late at night if it's like 10 or 11 o'clock and I can't pick it up. But if I could go pick it up, I order it and then just go up there, pick it up, and then drive back home and eat. But I mostly order a lot of Domino's when I'm at work, because that's the most reasonable one, since delivery is already in it. But I'm like, I get 2 big meals for $6.99, and plus I also feed my team with pizza and stuff. So, in case they like, well, we got a bag of chips and a drink, I'd be like, well, I'm getting a pizza and stuff. They'll be like, oh, okay, cool, I'll eat some slices. And yeah. So but yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Nice.
For me snacking on. Definitely when I go to Seattle, I'll be talking about the snacks there, which I think I gotta find out when we're having our team dinner. If it's gonna be Saturday or Sunday. I'm assuming Sunday we'll have our team dinner. For that. Which Grayson will not be yet because he'll be on vacation. Oh, I'm excited to see who's all gonna be there, and everything.
Yeah, man, I intended this year to be a really big year for us, and I feel like part of most of it's on me. I just feel like I dropped the ball a little bit, and then work got super busy, and I just couldn't. There's literally a point where I felt like I could not catch up. So
it is all good, So. Well, Corey, how about we get into play with power? What have you been playing with power?
So I've been playing. Really haven't been playing a whole lot this week. I was trying to play some Donkey Kong, but I just haven't had enough time to just sit down and just be in it. I always try to squeeze some time in, 15 or 20 minutes before I go to bed, and it's by the time I turn it on and by the time it loads, by the time I get into the world, by the time I find an objective to do, I'm I'm just tired. I just want to go to bed, and I feel very frustrated because all I'm doing is digging or smashing things, which is fun, but I want to play the game, and it makes me feel very frustrated that it's almost turned me off from the game, but I know it's my fault for not sitting down to play it. So I can't make that judgment right now. I love the way it looks, and I love the way it controls, and I love the way it feels. I just haven't really played it yet. So, maybe tomorrow night or Monday night, I'm going to sit down and just play it, I think, and try not to be distracted by either work stuff or boss rush stuff that I need to work on or have been working on. So I'm trying to clean up everything and trying to make templates for not new looks for the shows, but the way they're posted on the website, trying to make a good template for those. It's just been really, I've struggled to find time to play Donkey Kong in a meaningful way. Also, I'm still distracted by 3 other games at this point. Still trying to make my way through New Game Plus on Clair Obscur, because I cannot stop playing that game. Also, I'm kind of upset they said the art book was going to go on pre-order on Tuesday at 11 Eastern time, 5 p.m. UK time, and it never went up for pre-order. And I'm wondering if it was just the French version, but like the company that's doing it, like I maybe it was like either a mistranslation or I just read it wrong or something, but it never went up for pre-order. The Amazon store page is up though, so it just says it's not available yet. So I don't know. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe they're still working with partners. You know, I don't know who would be who their publishing partner here would be. Probably someone like Dark Horse, I would assume.
Probably.
But yeah, I was like, I'm itching to get that art book. Also, I'm kind of perplexed by the cover art of the art book because it almost spoils the game, like the entire game.
Did you send me a picture of that art book?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't realize it at the time. But I was like looking at the cover. I'm like, I think the cover spoils the game.
Okay, because I know we both. Because I think I replied to you, be like, "Oh, I need this," and everything.
But it's 300 and something pages of just. I can't wait, man. I'm trying to get all the Claire Obscure stuff I possibly can. I'm like beyond obsessed with this game. I can't wait till it comes to Switch 2.
Because I think they said what the vinyl is out or the
yeah,
for the vinyl for the soundtrack.
I didn't get the vinyl. I don't care that much about. I love the music. Don't get me wrong, but I don't care enough about music in general to own physical music like at all.
But for an art book, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, my whole shelf over here, like I have a whole shelf dedicated to art books over here, with more on the way. That Metroid Prime trilogy art compendium that was supposed to be out in June, that's now coming out in October. I have that on pre-order. There's just a lot coming. So, anyways, and then Destiny. Been playing Destiny a lot. And then I've been playing a little indie game because I figure I should probably try to, do that once in a while. I've been playing a little indie called Time Lie from Silver Lining. And it's basically this isometric puzzle game where you're this girl and her cat trying to solve puzzles. And it's really interesting the way that you play this game. There's like, you kind of use the cat to solve puzzles, and you're using time mechanics and trying to really, use both characters to solve these puzzles. And it's really cool and interesting and fun. I love the art style. Like the color palette is super cool. It's got like this, like almost, it's like the neon aqua pink purple look, right? Almost like that Hyperlight Drifter art palette, like that color palette, not the art style, but the color palette. I love the way, like when you manipulate time, like there's this mechanic where when you manipulate time, the environment changes because you altered something in a timeline to solve a puzzle. And like sometimes the environment disappears and you have to run to get away from it, or it just kind of changes entirely because you change something in the timeline. So it's super cool. It's on sale right now on the eShop for $5. So I would recommend it if you're into puzzle games. So that's kind of it. We did play some of the new Mario Party stuff after we recorded last week. They added some cool new mini games, and like it was the first time I used the mouse functionality. Maybe I talked about it on last week's Pow Block.
No, you did it. Not yet.
So they added the mouse functionality mini games where like one of them is like it's like a 2v2, and you and your partner have to like drag Toads through this electrical maze with the mouse. And it's kind of, it's like if Toad gets shocked, he goes back to the beginning, and you have to like drag him through again.
Mm-hmm.
And the first team to drag their Toads through the maze wins. It was really fun. It was the mouse is like super intuitive. I wasn't expecting it to work as well as it does, although with the Joy-Con, with the trigger button kind of being the mouse button, it's kind of awkward to hold. But I do think that that's worth using. And then we played with a lot of the camera functionality because my kids think it's hilarious when they can see themselves on the screen. They love that camera. Every time we play Mario Kart, we have to use it. Every time we play Mario Party now, we have to use it. Anytime there's a game that requires the camera, we have to use it now. So,
okay.
And then I forgot to tell you that I let my son. I think my son's put more time into Donkey Kong than I have. Dude, he loves Donkey Kong, but he doesn't play it. He just smashes stuff and thinks it's hilarious, right? He just kind of, smashes stuff. He's actually really good at moving around in a 3D space.
Mm-hmm.
His kind of issue is learning that there's trigger buttons.
Yeah.
Right. And like, he doesn't know like that there's buttons on the back of the controller. He just kind of forgets that they're there. So like, how you have to press like ZR to grab like the bomb wall things for that kind of mechanic to blow certain walls up. Like, he gets really frustrated when he can't figure that out. And then he gets angry, and then he throws controllers. So like, I have to like really be on top of him when he's playing games, because I don't want him to throw things, because he gets angry real fast. I don't know where he gets that from. But yeah, he loves Donkey Kong, dude. He loves smashing things as Donkey Kong.
Quick question. The triggers that's in the back of the Pro Controller, do they actually do something?
You have to program them to do stuff. You have to go into the system menu and be like, which button do you want? I wish it was a game by game thing.
Yeah.
But also, I imagine a lot of people are going to use it for like when shooters really start coming to Switch to, like when Borderlands and Metroid come. I imagine people are going to use that for like, jump, so they don't have to take their finger off of the joystick when they're running, right? Like, that's a lot of those are used for like jump and reload and stuff, so you don't have to take your thumb off the stick for first person shooters. So that, I imagine when those games start coming out, you'll see more and more people kind of do, this is how I set the controller up to use these back buttons. So, which I almost bought an Elite controller at one point for Xbox to do that, but then I was like, A, I'm not paying $180 for a controller, and B, you can't get them without those stupid rubber grips on them anymore. So, and my hands are allergic to the rubber that they use.
It's funny. I think, I don't know.
I can't use Xbox controllers anymore. Stop selling the ones with the grips on them. And Design Lab's closed, so I can't just buy one. I can't make my own. So
you could use the original Xbox controllers, right? That they sell.
Yeah, but I've had mine since launch, and they're dying. I need new ones. And so, like, I was gonna do an Xbox Design Lab one, but it hasn't come back yet. Because they shut it down like 6 months ago to add things to it, and they haven't brought it back yet, so I don't even know if it's going to come back anymore. And then every new one they've released, besides the like the colors they had at launch, have the rubber on them, every single one. And every time they show off a new controller, I said, Xbox, please release controllers without these rubber pads. I'm allergic to it. Every single time I tweet at them. And like, I want the cool translucent blue one, but it comes with the rubber pads. I want the cool like camo-y looking ones or the gradient looking ones, they have the rubber pads on them. You know?
And that's for the analog and
no, it's like on the back, like the handles of the controller have the rubber sweat grips on them.
Oh, okay.
And I'm allergic to the rubber that they use for those. So, it's one of several reasons I've considered buying more games on PlayStation recently, aside from their terrible messaging. But
you don't want to play on PlayStation.
I don't, dude. I hate the DualSense controller. It hurts my hands. I just want a controller that works and I can use. Port everything in Switch, please. Thanks.
Pretty much, yes. Well, shit, with the way that Microsoft and Sony is going with their plans for going doing third-party stuff, you might just get it on there.
Yeah. I mean, PlayStation stuff, I'm not sure so much, but Xbox, definitely.
Shoot, they
I think smaller IP for PlayStation, you will. I can't. The only big IP I could see coming to Switch 2 would be Spider-Man, and that's because of the licensing stuff with Marvel.
Horizon Forbidden West got a re-release on Switch 2 through Bandai Namco. I think people will buy it.
Well, PlayStation's publishing Helldivers. Like, PlayStation is publishing games on other consoles now.
Yeah, but for Nintendo, they have gone through other publishers.
I know, but there is one game on Switch 2. I forget which one it is that is being published. Oh, it was the Lego game, Horizon. The Lego Horizon game was published by PlayStation Publishing LLC.
But it was just developed by somebody else, right? Ported by somebody else.
It was developed by...
Because I thought someone else did the publisher for it. I know MLB The Show Sony publishes for Microsoft and Nintendo for that one. So yeah, because I would play Horizon Forbidden West on Switch 2.
I mean, I still haven't played it on PlayStation.
I got to a point and then dropped off. It's not a bad game. I just need to go back and play it.
I want to play it. I just... Anyways, not
I'm probably going to do, when I do my PlayStation 5, I'll probably just buy it or stuff. Because, yeah, I'm just like, that's for another day, another discussion.
Yeah.
But is that all you've been playing?
I really like that first game, though.
I do too.
I think Horizon Zero Dawn is an excellent video game.
It surprised me. So
yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sell everything and just get a PlayStation 5 Pro and not worry about it. Except for my Switch and Switch 2. Everything not called Nintendo, I will sell. Just get rid of it all. Goodbye.
Which is funny. I just my Zelda 3DS I charged up and realized that I got Dragon Quest 8 still in it. I'm just like, oh wow, it's been a while. So and then I still had like YouTube, but they were just like, well, they disabled this on the 3DS, so only can play games on it.
Oh darn, can't watch YouTube at 360p on a 3-inch
nor
screen.
Hulu. So, which is weird because YouTube and Hulu's not even on Switch 2 yet. I'm like, are y'all going to put any kind of services on this?
YouTube said they were going to. They were trying to optimize the app for Switch 2. I mean, to me, I don't care because Switch is the console I play when I'm watching stuff, not the console I'm using to watch stuff.
Yeah.
So, anyways, not important. No one cares. But yeah, that's all I've also been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley, in case you want to hear about that some more.
Nice.
Nothing new there except for Disney Parks is going on right now again. And you can buy like the rides and stuff to put on your island, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Disneyland 70th anniversary. stuff is out. So they're selling that stuff in the store for like real money. So I bought the Disneyland entrance, and I bought something else. Oh, I last year I bought the big Ferris wheel that's at California Adventure with Mickey's face on it. So that's fun. My island's getting crowded though. I have nowhere to put any of this stuff.
You need to just work on the island and get it together.
I need to restructure my island. It's getting crowded. Anyways.
Well, Corey, for me, so I've been playing more of the Shadow Labyrinth. Getting
Are you having fun with that still?
It's getting challenging. I'm kind of feeling the unbalance for stuff. And everything. I mean, it's not a bad game. It's really good. It's challenging in the fact that at sometimes, because like the screen sometimes will zoom out, and the backgrounds are dark, you can end up losing your character. And it ended up with Puck being a little bit smaller. Sometimes you end up would not be able to see him and stuff. But I'm getting further in everything. I think I'm halfway done with the game. I'm trying to go back and get stuff, but I right now I don't have my double jump. And there's some things that require to use some double jumps, and there's places that I can't get into because there's these barriers that are blocking, and you have to hit them from the other side, and it doesn't show you how to get to the other side because there's no breakaway walls in the game, for secrets and stuff. So it's good. I'm having fun with it. I'm focusing on that game while I got to get back into Donkey Kong and everything and focus on progressing in that story and stuff. But I did play The Adventures of Elliot demo, and I played the Shinobi demo. The Adventures of Elliot I am liking and everything. I kind of skipped some of the dialogue. But it is voice acted, and I kind of skipped, being around the town. I was trying to get into the action and move around and stuff. I haven't did a dungeon or anything, but I'm in this cave. It has a jump ability, and it kind of doesn't teach you the controls and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll figure everything out. So I kind of got to go back and play it. I think one jarring thing with it, because I'm playing it in handheld mode, and I don't know if this happens on the TV, but like I was moving and some of the trees started getting funny. Like you could see the big sprites and stuff. And it was just like, this doesn't look right for some reason. I'm like, I know this is a demo. I hope this is our early build, but I'm like, I didn't experience any of this during the Octopath Traveler games. So why am I experiencing this in this demo? So hopefully Square Enix fixes that. Or it gets a patch or something when the game comes out. Stuff. It was just like, yeah, this is very, very weird. And I know it's coming out in December, but I'm like, But I was having fun with it and everything. So I can't wait to play more. I'm gonna finish the demo for next time we record a Pow Block, but I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of weird and stuff. Now, Shinobi, the Shinobi game, it's really fun, very beautiful, and in execution. I really loved it. I watched a playthrough of it first, while it was downloaded on my Switch, just to see, like, cause IGN had like a 26-minute demo of it and everything. So what was in the demo was the video that I watched. So they didn't reveal everything. So there was some stuff that I didn't know. And stuff. And I did die, which is fine because I'm learning the game. I was able to buy all the moves and stuff that's in the shop. I was able to find um all the pieces that I could secret treasures, and do those challenges to get those secret treasures. Um I did have to redo the level after I finished the boss, because one of the powers that I needed to get some additional stuff, I didn't get it to after I defeated the boss. So I went back, but when I finished the boss in the demo, I was at 67%. And then when I went back and got the stuff that I need, I completed it at 100%.
Hmm.
So it's really, really good. They don't do I will say they don't do the Streets of Rage stuff. Like if you use a special move, it takes part of your life bar and you have to fight to regain it. If you do certain executions on these enemies, when you see like this sign after you kind of like get this bar up, you could do a deadly attack. And you could combo them if all of those have that same uh like writing, Japanese writing and stuff on it. You all could do this attack and connect them, and you would get like you would get health back, you would get money, and you would get like energy to power up some of your secret moves so that you could use in it. But yeah, it took me a good 26 minutes, but a little bit about 30 to 35 minutes because I was dying at a lot of the parts and stuff. Um, and there were some parts that in the challenges, if you had to try to do them in one way or get to a point, and it doesn't tell you what's the checkpoint for it. But it doesn't have no lives or anything. So if you die, you just got to hit continue and you'll be back at certain sections, depending on what checkpoint that you hit. When you do hit those checkpoints, you do get health back. But it's only once you hit it, that's it. That's your only save point or checkpoint till you get to the next one. It really feels kind of a little bit Streets of Rage, due to like the hidden with your sword, and I'm assuming you're going to get more weapons in the game that they haven't revealed and stuff. But it was really fun. I was super into it. I'm just like, yeah, I'm getting this. This is super fun. They fixed the balancing Shinobi, because Shinobi just on the Sega Master System was hard. I beat the game on the Sega Master System when Shinobi first came out, and then I beat the the Namco one, the Tengen version, on Nintendo, because I was just like, what in the world is Shinobi doing on Nintendo? This is a Sega game.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Uh, the 80s was crazy, trust me.
80s.
Um,
80s were something.
yes. But yeah, those are the games that I literally been playing for it. I am going to start some of my other games that still in the wrapping and everything. So I'm going to be playing those soon. Because Guardians of Azure I still have. And I know the other two games that I have is game card keys or game key cards. And I want to see how everything runs with that. But yeah, that's pretty much what what I've been playing. I will, like I said, I will be getting back into my Series X, but right now I'm kind of focused a lot on Nintendo. And like definitely when I get to PAX West, I'll have a lot to talk about for a lot of games that I'm excited to play there. So yeah.
Cool. When's PAX West? At the end of the month?
It is August 29th through September 1st. So I know me and Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know me, Pat is going to be there. We're both getting there on the 28th.
Lasby will be there too, right?
Yeah. So the team is Sophie, David, Cordy, me, Pat, and one more person for it that's new to the team. That's going to be there. So it'll be 6 of us there covering the show.
Cool. Yeah, sorry, I wish I was gone. Just couldn't make it happen this year.
Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries.
Yeah. Oh, anyways, Ed, before we get into family news,
yes,
what were you gonna say? Something else?
Joe Lee, he's one of our new people. He's gonna be there. But go ahead, Corey.
I was gonna show you what I picked up this week.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
yes, I'm excited.
I got my second NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle from the original movie.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah, it's cool. Donatello, for those who are listening, I'll post some pictures on Instagram or socials somewhere. But yeah, looks good. It definitely it looks much better than the Leonardo does. My Leonardo, like the one eye is kind of like not painted on correctly, so like it just kind of looks like not great. But this one looks really good. I thought about just ordering another head for Leonardo and just putting it on. I might do that. But yeah, it's cool. It's I'm debating on whether or not I should get Casey Jones too and Splinter, but for now, I'm looking at the other two turtles to add to my collection soon.
I kind of feel like Casey Jones is a must for you. I think that's one of the characters
awesome.
that you like.
I mean, Casey Jones is awesome. So
I would say if you could wait for the other two turtles, I think Casey Jones is a must.
Yeah, Casey Jones and Splinter are surprisingly cheap, though, to be honest. I wonder how much these things will go up to after that movie comes out, though, because they're doing that re-release of the original movie on the 17th in theaters. So
what day is that?
It's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday weekend sort of thing.
It's a Sunday.
I mean, it might be that weekend. I know the 17th is like the anniversary of the movie, but it might just be like that Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Well, I might go that Friday then if it is.
Yeah, and who knows what theaters are going to be in too, though, right? I mean,
well, I know if it's here, it's going to be in Tinseltown and Kenosha. So that's like a 20-minute drive for me.
Yeah. Good times though. I like me some Ninja Turtles. So I'm also in the mail are the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Mighty Morphin Black and Pink Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Did I show you my Zeo Red Ranger that I got on the last?
No,
episode?
you didn't.
I didn't.
No.
Oh, hold on.
Nice. Ooh, that looks really great.
So I can hear you.
Oh.
All right. Here I am.
Ooh, that looks really great. I'm like, dude, oh, I love that.
This collection of Power Rangers, the Lightning Collection, might single-handedly be besides like the Figma link that I got, might be the best line of collectible figures I've ever seen. Ooh. And felt and been able to pose, and like they just feel so good. They're I can't believe how good they feel, and like they don't feel like they're gonna break when you go to pose them like some collectibles do, right? Like the NECA Ninja Turtles feel like every time I touch them they're gonna just disintegrate in my hand. But yeah, these Lightning Collection, the only problem is like, okay, yeah, the main 5 Power Rangers are cheap, but when you go to get like the green and the white Ranger, they're like the most expensive ones. right, in
Oh,
Mighty
wow.
Morphin. Or like when you go to get the Gold Ranger in Zeo, that's like $60, and it's like, oh, come on, right? Also, there's like 3 versions of the Green Ranger. There's like the shieldless version, like the without the gold shield, which I'm like, why would anybody want that? But it's the most expensive one for some reason. Why would you want the Green Ranger without the shield? Like, that's, anyways. And then there's like the normal Green Ranger with the shield, and then there's one called like Battle something, a Battle Spirit Green Ranger, which adds the gold to the helmet. And I'm like, I don't remember this one. When did this show up? And like, apparently that's like, not that anybody cares because it's a Nintendo podcast, but we're going to go down Ranger Lane real quick. So for those who don't know, Tommy Oliver is like the fan favorite character. He was the original Green Ranger. He came back as the White Ranger. He ended up becoming the Red Zeo Ranger. And then he left the show during the Turbo season. He was the Red Turbo Ranger and left the show. And then he made a comeback during the Dino Thunder season as kind of like the older leader. And then he ended up becoming the Black Ranger. And so like that one's really hard to find too, that the Dino Thunder Black Ranger. But then like he's made multiple appearances in the show after that as the Green Ranger, and that's the Battle Spirit Green Rangers when he comes back as the Green Ranger throughout the rest of the series until he sadly passed away, you know, oh gosh, 5-6 years ago at this point, maybe even longer. But yeah, I was like, what is this? I don't like, and I fell off of Power Rangers kind of in the middle of like towards the end of the Zeo run and the Turbo, when Turbo was starting. And like I kind of tuned in and out here and there, but like I was getting older and I just kind of grew out of it at that point.
I knew for me, it's just like once it left like Fox Kids and stuff.
Yeah, well, when Disney took over, it kind of became weird. Like my son is watching Wild Force right now, which is a version, and it's like really weird. I'm like, what is happening? Like it's all like whimsical and like, I don't know, they're in this like on this floating jungle island, and there's this like elegant princess, and they're fighting this, I don't know, just a guy that looks like a potato. I don't know, man, it's weird. But he likes that. But I also did watch the entirety of Dino Fury and Jungle Fury, or Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury with him, which are the last 2 series that were on Netflix. And that was actually really fun and really good, and actually got me back into Power Rangers with him. But yeah, anyways, that was a long story short, I guess.
All right.
Anyways, not important to this show at all. Unless you're thinking about getting that Power Ranger game from, that wasn't very good. In my opinion.
Yeah, go play the fighting game.
I mean, there are also better fighting games out there. So,
well, I mean, a lot of people like the fighting game.
Speaking of the fighting game, the Lightning Collection has the Street Fighter crossover characters.
Oh,
it has Chun-Li, Ryu, Ken, and Cammy, I think, are the 4.
Oh, nice. Characters.
So I think I'm going to get those too. Just because.
Hadouken Power Rangers.
What?
Hadouken Power Rangers.
I mean, yeah, that literally is one of the poses you can do with Ryu. It comes with the fireball that you can attach to his hand.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so fun. All right, Ed, enough of that.
Well, Corey, we're going to get into family news. Then we do that again. We're going to
Yeah.
get into family news. Corey, take it away.
Yeah. Family news. Let's get into the bad stuff first, and then we'll get into the rest of this stuff. So the bad news is if you wanted to get a Nintendo Switch, you should have gotten one already because it's going up in price. Not the Switch 2, the Switch 1 family of systems. So the Switch OLED, and the Switch Lite are all going up in price. So Nintendo, this comes straight from Nintendo's website. I saw this through Wario64 posted it, but as of August 1st, 2025, Target has implemented price increases on the Nintendo Switch lineup, and the price increase officially takes hold on August 3rd, so it will have already happened by the time you guys hear this. The Switch lineup includes the OLED model, which is now priced at $399, which is up $50. The standard Switch, which is at $339.99, which is up $40, and then the Switch Lite at $229.99, which is up $30. It was originally thought that the OLED model was going to match the Switch 2's price point, which is insane. Then why wouldn't you just get a Switch 2 at that point?
Right.
But Nintendo has attributed the increases to market conditions, with similar adjustments expected for select Switch 1 accessories, Amiibo, Alarmo, etc. The Switch 2 console, its games, and Nintendo Switch Online remain unaffected. But this move follows a similar announcement from Nintendo Canada. It also follows the trend that PlayStation is following in other countries, and Microsoft just increased the price of the Xbox Series consoles as well. I also saw some places, I don't know if this is part of this or not, but they were increasing the price of the Switch 2 Pro controllers by $5 and the Joy-Cons by $5, the Joy-Con 2s by $5.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's part of this or not, or if companies are just trying to take advantage of like the confusion. But yeah,
I didn't see Nintendo say anything about their controllers, like the Pro controllers, anything.
Yeah, well, the Switch 1 accessories are going up in price. I know that. Also, but I saw Switch 2 accessories also going up, which I don't know if that was part of this or not. But it sucks, Ed. It's not great. But I guess if you want to keep the price of the Switch 2 down, you're gonna have to make those choices elsewhere. Which kind of hurts its potential of passing the PS2 at some point, I think.
I think it deals with a lot of places that wherever they're getting these parts from and stuff probably end up going in price. So that's why a lot of this stuff go in price.
Yeah.
And I think for like Switch 2, the parts that they're getting probably didn't go up in price or anything. So Nintendo is trying to take advantage of that, which right now, Switch 2 is becoming more available, definitely at Walmart and stuff. So I think this won't affect the sales of the Switch or people getting one. So, I mean, if people want to be mad, they could be mad. But I'm like, you probably own around maybe 3 or 4 Switches, depending on which version or collector's edition that you have, or if you upgraded from the original Switch to the OLED. So, it's probably not a big thing. I think people just want to make it a big thing because it's a price increase. I'm like, well, Sony and Microsoft done it, so Nintendo only's doing it, like they said, to match the market. I'm like, but right now, more people are probably focused on getting a Switch 2 than anything.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I just think this whole situation with everything is it's just getting bad out there.
Yeah.
Prices are going up. People don't have money or even jobs part of the time to even go buy things like this, right? Like, I don't know. I just feel like we're fortunate enough at the moment to, knock on wood, to have the income to do this, to buy these things, and to have already bought in a Switch 2, because I imagine that this is going to happen to Switch 2 after the holidays. Honestly, I think they want to hold out until after the holidays before they raise the prices. I think it'll be less of a shock to the system, essentially, but still doesn't make it any better.
Pretty much.
So I don't know. Any final thoughts on this, Ed, before we switch to some fun news?
Nope.
I really feel bad that, I not that I feel bad for companies, but like the fact that like people have to adjust for this because the we'll say the current political and economic climate of the United States is unusual, we'll call it, to play nice. It just sucks. It sucks.
Dude, I still got my OLED. I still got my Zelda Switch OLED still in the box.
Yeah. Well,
thank you, John, for the extra hours for me to buy it. I'm just like, this is the Tears of the Kingdom one, so
yeah,
I'm good.
Well, let's move on to some happier news.
Yes.
Let's see. Let me move this over here so I can see it better. Nintendo Switch 2, Ed. I don't know if you know this. Selling pretty well. The Nintendo Switch 2 has sold more than 6 million units in less than 60 days on the market.
Yes.
So Nintendo Switch 2 is off to a strong start, selling over 6 million units globally in its first 7 weeks since launching on June 5th. By the end of June, 5.82 million consoles and 5.63 million copies of Mario Kart World had been sold, with total Switch 2 software sales reaching 8.67 million. While Switch 1 sales have declined year over year, the Switch 2's launch has boosted Nintendo's overall profits despite slimmer margins on the new hardware. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Where was I? There we are. The company is sticking to its forecast of 15 million Switch 2 units sold in the fiscal year and acknowledges ongoing supply shortages due to high demand. Yeah, so I haven't seen very many out in the wild, to be honest with you. Not that I'm like looking, right? Not that I'm out looking for any of this, but I feel like everybody that got one has, everybody that wanted one at launch has gotten one, and they're just slowly trickling out stuff until the holiday. I think Donkey Kong probably also pushed this over the edge as well.
Yeah, I know.
People, like, if you didn't want Mario Kart, Donkey Kong was the one you were waiting for, right? So,
right. And I think, there have, like, people have, like, even Mario 64 and stuff have announced that these Switch 2s are at Best Buy, blah, 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 blah. And I think once those announcements get out, people go there and order them and pick them up and get them. So we're just helping it sell out. So, I think, like Nintendo's, like they said, Nintendo's trying to meet the demand, and get the supply and stuff. So when it gets to a point where they really start rolling in, and there's a lot of stores, that number will jump. When they hit 15 million, it literally depends on the supplies.
Yeah.
And everything.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, right? But also, it's I'm glad this thing is doing well. That's kind of all I can say. I'm glad that, like, there was part of me that was kind of worried that people were looking at this and they're going to be like, oh, it's more of the same. Oh, where are the games? Because, every first party launches a console with 75 first party games, Ed.
Right.
I don't know if you knew this or not. But I think I'm glad they found some sort of what do you call it? I'm glad they found their way, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that it's doing well. It seems to, only, you got the Pokemon bundle coming, right? That's going to be big for them.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong is clearly a huge success. Metroid's coming. Not that that's super popular, but it'll get the hardcore in, so I
even think Age of Imprisonment is going to do numbers.
Age of Imprisonment, yeah. I mean, Muso games sell pretty well, right? And then putting Zelda in it, I don't know how well Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity sold. I'm sure it did decently well.
I think it did 3 million.
Hold on, let me. Wow, if I could spell. Let's see here. Also, by the way, one of the games that just got a natural bump in terms of performance, Age of Calamity has sold 4.1 million units.
Oh, so that's good.
Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition has sold 3 million units.
It's so weird. The first Hyrule Warrior on Wii U helped all the Muso games to start selling numbers, just doing.
Well, it was one of the first
numbers.
major spin-off ones, right? Like, aside from the random anime ones that they've done, right? I think Zelda was the first major crossover, right?
Yeah, if we're doing a first party kind of major series, then Hyrule Warriors, is definitely the first because, there were some Gundam ones, but once again, the Muso games weren't popular doing numbers like Hyrule Warrior was doing. And if it was, I'm didn't nobody really talk about it? Because it was still a niche genre. But Hyrule Warriors came out, which ended up leading into the Fire Emblems getting the Warrior Star game, which ended up having to Dragon Quest getting those games, and I think Persona ended up getting one. And there's just been some of the anime ones started coming in, but when it's a video game series start getting it, Hyrule Warriors was the first one to lead that charge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was. I'm glad it's. I'm excited for Age of Imprisonment. I need to go back to Age of Calamity and play it, finish it.
Oh, so good.
I stopped playing it because it was running bad. Also, I think a Destiny expansion was coming out, or a season was coming out, or something. So I got distracted. But that's usual for me, right? So, yeah. Anyways, I think this game's going to be good. I'm having a good feeling about it.
It looks so beautiful in action, dude. I'm that art style. Yeah. When we get to the direct discussion, I'll talk about it because that and Capcom with My Son the Stories 3. Yeah, I'll talk about them later.
Yeah, it's seeing them keep using this art style for Zelda and Link.
Mm-hmm.
I know they said that the next one's not going to be set in this with the versions of these characters, but I almost wonder if that was a mistranslation of it's just not going to be set in this Hyrule. It's going to be set somewhere else. So I don't know. I'm going to miss these. I'm going to miss these characters when we have to move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time I missed a version of Link and Zelda since Twilight Princess, honestly.
But in reality, when you was predicting that it was going to be 3 games for this kind of series, we somewhat had it with Age of Calamity,
Yeah, we actually have a
and
question
then
about
Breath
that
of the.
later, which we'll answer.
So now we actually got like Age of Calamity, Imprisonment, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. So we kind of got like 4 games in this universe and
I
stuff.
know. Just I know.
Because they switched it up and be like, yeah, where are we making Minish Cap or Twilight Princess in this art style? I'd be like, what?
Look, I would take
Ooh, Twilight Princess in this art style, like some deep cell shaded, like.
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I don't want Twilight Princess in this art style. No. I would take Twilight Princess and I would take the game, like some of the gameplay mechanics from these, but I would not. No. Nope.
You think it would lose its pizzazz?
I just feel like I don't know. I feel like the color, or I feel like the muted color palette and like the tone sets a lot of the. I feel like it makes it.
Oh, for Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I don't need this art style. I want this art style with these characters. I don't need like remakes with this art style.
Which I think Nintendo has never done in a sense. Take a Link's Adventure and not Echoes of Wisdom, but like Link's Adventure for Switch is a different story.
You mean Link's Awakening?
Link's Awakening. I'm sorry. Link's Awakening is a different story. Transferring those art styles and stuff. But Link's Awakening was like that was a Game Boy game, so you could change that to any kind of art style as a remake.
Yeah, and I think they chose the right one. I think that art style is great, but
yeah,
for those games,
but like they haven't taken a game like Ocarina of Time and build it from scratch with a different art style. And everything. Nintendo hasn't did anything like that. I think they figured that if we're going to do this and do a different art style, we might as well just make a different whole game.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point, I don't think any of the 3D games except for the N64 ones need any graphical overhauls anymore. I mean, we got HD versions of the three that probably needed it, and then we got I would take. Here's the thing: I would if they would go back in and like actually do a replace assets in Twilight Princess and like take away some of the jagged kind of, obviously that era was full of jagged lines and I can clearly see this square box where this level ends type thing, right? Like if they could go in and like clean it up and like clean up the gameplay and stuff a little bit, then yeah, sure, go ahead, but like keep that tone and that art style.
Yeah, I can see. It's definitely because you're switching to the Twilight world and everything, and those darker tones is the reason that that makes that game in a sense. Definitely. I think most importantly, the frame rate will probably definitely be locked in 60, which would be really cool. And then Midna's design and stuff, when at some parts I won't ruin the game. Midna is really important.
To be fair, there are multiple Midnas on the front of the box, so they spoil their own game.
But to have Link as a wolf, I could see more details like in the fur and everything moving and stuff.
Yeah,
like they probably could add some graphical features to it. Dang, now I want Twilight Princess for Switch 2 now.
You know what they could do? They could use that Wii U tech demo art style and just call it a day.
Well, I feel like Anuma and them is probably going to use that for their next game.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. We could sit here and talk about it forever. Let's just move on. We could have a whole expansion pass on Zelda, but we would need Andre and Stephanie here. So
yeah, let's table that discussion then.
All right, let's move along, as they say. Yes. Continuing with the financial reports, Nintendo also announced numbers for their top 10 best-selling games for Nintendo Switch 1 as of the end of Q1 fiscal year 2026, which was April through it ended on June 30th. The 10 best-selling games on the Nintendo Switch. This does not include any Nintendo Switch 2 games yet. Obviously, they just released the console, and these numbers are way too high for them to even be close. But Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Ed, 68.86 million units. Animal Crossing New Horizons, 48.19 million units. Oh my God. Those two games probably have outsold Microsoft's entire first party for the last 12 years.
That's crazy.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, 36.55 million units. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 33.04 million units. Super Mario Odyssey gets a nice bump, probably due to the excitement of Donkey Kong, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
Or, people preparing for Switch 2 and it getting a nice bump for Switch 2. 29.5 million units. Leapfrogging both of the Pokemon series, Scarlet and Violet at 27.15 million and Sword and Shield at 26.84 million. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is sitting at 21.93 million. Super Mario Party at 21.19 million, and New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe at 18.36 million units, Ed.
Wow.
I wonder where Mario Wonder sits on this list.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. And before while looking that up, Corey,
I wasn't looking at
Tears of the Kingdom, which is probably going to get more because of the Switch 2 version and stuff, or upgrade. You remember, once again, not everybody, certain folks and content creators were complaining about that $70 price point and saying they weren't going to buy that game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's sitting at 21 million.
I know. That's what they all say.
That's this complaining and this cheap talk needs to stop.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm on the Wikipedia page. So those were the top 10 games. Also, it's worth noting that Mario Kart World, like we said earlier, has sold 5.63 million units. So number 11 is Nintendo Switch Sports, Ed, at 16.27 million. Mario Wonder is number 12 at 16.03 million units. Man, Nintendo Switch Sports has sold more than Mario Wonder. Come on. Ring Fit Adventure at number 13 at 15.38 million. Pokemon Let's Go at 15.07 million. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl sitting at 15.06. At 15, Pokemon Legends Arceus at 14.83 million. Luigi's Mansion 3 sitting at number 17 at 14.25 million. Mario Party Superstars at 14 million. Splatoon 2 at 13.6 million. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is sitting at number 20, which is way too low. Everybody go buy it, please. 13.47 million. Splatoon 3 at 11.96 million. That's a little bit lower than I anticipated. Super Mario 3D All-Stars at 22 at 9.07 million, and that was only out for like less than a year. Mario Maker 2 at 8.42 million. 23. Monster Hunter Rise, the first non-Nintendo game to make this list, at 8.09 million units. I wonder if that's just Nintendo or if that's everyone. Monster Hunter Rise sales breakdown. All right, so okay, so it is just Switch sales. Dang. And then right behind it is Stardew Valley at 7.9 million units, 25. So out of the top 25, there are 2 non-Nintendo games on this list. 26 is Kirby and the Forgotten Lands at 7.52 million. Super Mario Party Jamboree at 7.48 million. I don't know what Sukiya game is. A Japanese puzzle video game by Aladdin X. It never came out here, and it has sold 7.4 million units. Link's Awakening at 29, 6.46 million. Minecraft at 6.19 million at 30. And then we can go on from there, but it has the top 100 games on here, on this list on Wikipedia. So some games I'm surprised at, though, Ed. Metroid Prime Remastered is only at 1.09 million units.
I thought Metroid Prime did more.
According to this list, it's 1.09 million.
Probably gets all physical without the digitals added on. Because I know a lot of people did buy digitally, and then there was the wait for the physical version that people was going to pick up because they had to restock Metroid Prime because it's sold out.
Nope. I just searched another site. There's 3 other sites. According to IGN, 1.09 million units. Wikipedia, Fandom reports that. Yeah, and everybody's reporting 1.09 million units.
So. Yeah, well, that's still good. That's still good.
I mean, it's good for a Metroid game. Metroid doesn't sell, right? I mean,
and definitely, like I said, with the digital versions not being added onto this, it could be higher. But Nintendo only reports on physical sales, so that to me that's still good. You know, compared
but
to
I would imagine they started reporting digital sales too, because there's no way Mario Kart has sold 68 million physical copies. I mean, and Mario, especially Mario Kart World, dude, everybody got that with the bundle. Like, they have to be reporting digital sales at some point. I think Circana doesn't report digital sales, but I think Nintendo reports digital sales in their fiscal earnings calls because that's money. They have to report those, right? So, anyways, impressive numbers. I mean, to have 102 different video games surpass 1 million units on your console with how many games come out and how many studios are struggling to hit milestones is very impressive. Congratulations to Nintendo, and they're Scrooge McDuck in it. Miyamoto's sitting in his hot tub of cash, just hanging out.
While still playing and giving advice about games.
Yep. And building theme parks and playing Pikmin.
He's working still to swim in that cash. Well deserved, well earned.
Speaking of sales numbers, Switch 1 is within striking distance of Nintendo DS. It is less than 7 million away from PlayStation 2, which is the all-time best-selling console in terms of sales numbers.
After they cheated and added some numbers.
Well, I don't know.
You
PS2 continued to sell a long time after they stopped reporting numbers because of
but you want to wait
areas like South America.
But you want to wait to see Nintendo report sales
man,
of their console going
I
up.
I don't work there. I don't know what they're trying to do. I'm just saying. Whatever.
Sony being sly. We see you, Sony. We see what you up to.
Despite the spotlight on Nintendo Switch 2, the original Switch is still selling steadily. It sits at 153.1 million units sold, just shy, less than a million units behind the DS, which sits at 154.02 million units, making it likely to become Nintendo's best-selling system probably by the end of the year, I would imagine. Sales have slowed down significantly, though, with only a million units being sold last quarter. Probably people want the Switch 2, right? I imagine people are going to start getting Switch Lites for their kids, though, right? I would imagine that's probably where we're going with this. I'm surprised they didn't drop the price of the Switch Lite, to be honest with you. Let's see. The Switch, while reaching the PS2's 160 million units, remains unlikely, it says here. Nintendo's forecast of 4.5 million more Switch 1 sales for the fiscal year suggests it could claim Nintendo's top spot within the next couple financial reports. I imagine. I mean, they're going to support this thing for another year and a half, right? So, like, at least I would imagine indies are going to continue to support this thing. I imagine this thing's going to have legs just because of the indie support alone. I would imagine they use the same store, right? You know, I mean, unless they're making a Switch 2 specific version, like, I can't imagine.
And plus, and I know you and Stephanie talked about this on the recap, with some of the games still come to the first Switch, and you actually stated this, Corey, because people are still going to buy the physicals on Switch 1 and then pay the difference for the upgrade on Switch 2. So, regardless, Nintendo's going to still get that coin.
Which means, like, they're going to see those sales numbers of Switch 1 games, which means they're going to still produce Switch 1s thinking that people are going to buy it. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It's going to have a weird effect on that system. That system is going to have some sort of weird tail that maybe shouldn't exist because of this key card thing, honestly. So, yeah, I don't know. I see that a lot of these games are going to be key cards, and I think, well, people are going to buy them for Switch 1, and that's going to continue people wanting Switch 1s, probably. I mean, because that could also be some sort of detriment to Switch 2 also, is like people who don't understand the backwards compatibility thing quite yet, and like they see a game that they may want to play, or they're waiting for games to come out before they finally bought a Switch for some reason. Or like,
but
they finally want to try one out, and they think it's cheaper to buy a Switch than a Switch 2, right? And they, you know, it's going to have a weird effect for sure.
But this is the thing about it, is that if there are no upgrades for that Switch 1 version, you know, you are playing it on Switch 2, but then don't be online complaining about the performance and this stuff that is it's not running well. Like, you have no right to complain about that if you're buying the Switch 1 and there's no upgrade parts to play on your Switch 2. You made that decision.
Yeah,
I mean, for the person who is complaining, not you, Corey. You know, if you want to play the best version and it's a game key card, like I said, we want to talk about that expansion pass, then you got to get that version that belongs to the correct system.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes. I will watch the consumers with great interest, as they say,
right,
in Star Wars. So yeah. Anyways, let's move along. Nintendo has also reconfirmed release dates for their upcoming games via their financial report. They highlight upcoming games for both Switch 2 and Switch 1, though the lineup is slimmer than last quarter's launch heavy list. Still, several major titles are on the horizon, including Pokemon Legends ZA, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Kirby Air Riders. The schedule also features Hyrule Warriors, Age of Imprisonment, Dragon Drive, and the special edition of Kirby and the Forgotten Land for Switch 2. While Switch 1 will receive titles into 2026, such as Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven Groove. So here's the updated list for Nintendo on Switch 2. Dragon Drive is October 14th. Kirby and the Forgotten Land Switch 2 edition plus Star-Crossed World will be on the 28th of August, which if you own it, you can pay $20 for the upgrade path to get the Star-Crossed World expansion, which looks cool. If you watch the Treehouse stuff at all, it looks pretty cool. Pokemon Legends ZA, October 16th, which is also coming to Switch 1. It'll be a Switch 1 and 2 game. Let's see, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Switch 2 edition, labeled for 2025. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is winter 2025. Kirby Air Riders is 2025. And Splatoon Raiders, the spin-off game, which Pat and I were talking about the other day. I didn't realize it was like, it has like quests and like, it's going to be like a full-on like adventure game. I thought it was going to be some sort of like, almost like some sort of survival extraction shooter type thing.
Yeah.
You all right there, Ed?
Yeah, I am. The Navy base is doing fireworks, and so I've been trying to silence it, and so I don't know why they're doing fireworks today. But yeah.
I don't know. I was not in the Navy. I cannot tell you what today is significantly to that.
It's probably because it's close to the community day here in my city. So
gotcha. I don't know. I feel like Nintendo's had a pretty strong lineup this year, regardless of, because like obviously we just had the partner direct. I mean, we still have Final Fantasy VII Remake and Elden Ring confirmed for this year, which are strong titles. We have Star Wars Outlaws and Borderlands 4, which are strong. A lot of RPGs are coming.
Yeah, we still ready for Hades 2 that a lot of people are ready for.
Yeah, I think this year's pretty strong, actually.
Yeah, and we still got some games that just haven't been announced from Nintendo themselves that they could drop at any time.
I mean, we're gonna have probably 2 more directs this year, right? At least. So we shall see, Ed. We shall see.
Right, because we need like a Nintendo Fall Direct and at least a Winter Direct before, or maybe we probably won't see nothing until January or February again. But yeah, I think we still got some announcements and stuff.
I would assume we will get one, like a full one in September. I would maybe even get one in August at some point. Because we need to know when Metroid and Kirby are coming out, right? Because those are both scheduled for this year. Air Riders, at least we need to know when that comes. Although I would actually push Kirby's Air Riders to January, because we already have a Kirby game this year, honestly, and like we already have a racing game in Mario Kart, right? Like
it really sounds like a winter game for me.
I mean, it's probably gonna fall in that late November, early December spot, honestly. Although if you're gonna, I don't know,
dude. And plus, like, we don't even know what Monolith Soft is working on. I mean, they're working on stuff, but like, we don't even know their reveal for their next game.
I hope they're working on Switch 2 editions for all these games.
Well, Xenoblade Chronicles X would probably be the first upgrade. That's what everybody's expecting.
Well, they also found the Switch 2 code in the game, right? That updates it to 60 frames and has some lighting changes and stuff. So I think we talked about that a couple months ago. But
yeah, we did. But yeah, they're probably thinking about work with Anuma for the next Zelda game. That's years further down. But like Xenoblade 4 is probably not in development but in concept phase because of their new IP. They might be working on that. Yeah. Xenoblade
Xenoblade is huge for them, right? But like, you think they're going to call it 4?
Yeah. Xenoblade is their main series.
Yeah, but they could do something new.
I mean, they are that is the plan, but like Xenoblade is like their main series. It's kind of like Intelligent System. They have different games, but like Intelligent System, Fire Emblem is their main series.
I would argue Mario Parties or Paper Mario is their main series now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm guessing I'm thinking it.
They've made way more Paper Mario games than Fire Emblem games at this point. They keep handing those games off to someone else.
Yeah, but like Mario Party used to be done by Hudson Soft, so I think that's why I'm thinking with Intelligent System, Fire Emblem comes to mind. Now it's in reality, Fire Emblem now kind of belongs to Koei Tecmo in a sense.
But Intelligent Systems did Engage though.
I know, but it's just like when you think of the current, I'm like, dang it, it's kind of hard to explain because Intelligent System doing like Engage and Awakening, and then because Fire Emblem lived on the 3DS and the DS and Game Boy and stuff, like it lived on handheld, and the Intelligent System worked on those days. I think Koei Tecmo didn't. When did Koei Tecmo come in? It wasn't Three Houses. Was it?
Koei Tecmo did. I think they did Shadows of Valencia remake first. That seems to be the way they go when they do these. Also, they publish the Warriors games because they own Omega Force.
Yes,
but
did they? I think they did the one.
I think they did Shadows of Valencia. They did Shadows of Valencia, I think.
Who did Fire Emblem?
Intelligent Systems did Fates.
That was the one after Awakening, right?
Yeah, which was the 3 versions of it, right? Developers, Intelligent Systems, for Fates. Okay. Let's see, what was Shadows of Valencia? Who developed this?
Because I thought that was Intelligent.
Intelligent Systems did this too. Okay, so hold on, Fire Emblem. Let's see.
Because I think Fire Emblem Warriors was Koei Tecmo, which
they have done. Koei Tecmo has only done the 2 Warriors games in 3 Houses.
Okay,
and the expansion for 3 Houses, which was the Ash of Wolves or House of Ash.
Okay, so I'm assuming because of Fire Emblem Warriors allowed them to make 3 Hopes in 3 Houses.
Oh man, dude, 3 Hopes. Shez needs her own game.
Oh, that has to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
I know.
We're the only ones that care about Shez, I think. Anyways, moving on. Moving along.
Crazy on how 3 Houses game came out, sold out. Then it came again, sold out again. And then it just 3 Houses just took everybody by storm, and I'm just like, dang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Corey.
What can you say? They're good games.
Yes.
All right. So let's move off of this. Let's talk about the Nintendo Direct partner showcase. Now Stephanie and I did Direct Recap Show, which you can hear on the Expansion Pass feed or on the Nintendo Pow Block feed. They're both there, just in case you listen to one and not the other. But I do want to talk about it a little bit here, mostly because I want Ed's takes, but also I've been thinking about it quite a bit since we talked about it on the recap. So, Ed, how are your feelings on the partner showcase?
Okay, so I'm just gonna give my review for it. Everybody, I gave this thing an A-. I love this presentation. The games, like, a lot of the games were speaking to me. You know, of course, JRPG gamers are eating well and everything.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Corey?
So I really enjoyed it. Like I said, if there's like 2 or 4 things I want to play on from one of these directs, I think it's I don't want to say it's a huge win, but I think it's a great direct for me, right? I think people are just have so many high expectations because of how powerful the Switch 2 is.
Yes.
Digital Extremes, like studios are having a hard time getting dev kits for this thing, right? Studios still don't have dev kits. Like Digital Extremes, one of the biggest studios out there that nobody talks about, the developers of Warframe, still don't have a Switch 2 dev kit, and they are like salivating to get Warframe on the Switch 2, right? Because of just how much better their game will run, and playing that grinding in handheld mode in Destiny has been a dream of mine. So like, you know, like that's, imagine Warframe players are wanting the same thing, although obviously that game is available on handheld PCs too, so whatever. But you know what I mean? Like, I think some studios just are having a hard time getting these dev kits, and I don't think you're going to see a big partner direct until next year, like spring at the earliest, a big one, right?
You think Nintendo?
Only certain partners had dev kits. You know why? So Nintendo can control the message and control how many games they have to launch with, right? And Nintendo wants to space out the major games for the console.
Do you think they're going to give out more dev kits in coming months?
I feel like they're going to get these dev kits out there, right? But like, you know, I'm kind of shocked that a studio like Digital Extremes doesn't have one. But it seems like a lot of at least Western studios seem not to have them. You know, 2K notwithstanding, EA notwithstanding. Although I don't know if you saw, there was a story that came out earlier. I didn't put it in the news because I've heard you rant about EA not supporting Nintendo for so long that I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
Go ahead.
But they announced that Battlefield 6 is not coming to Switch 2. Was their announcement today, which I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
but you know, like, I mean, but there are huge games coming to the platform over time, right? Like Borderlands 4 is going to be a huge game on this console, whether or not you like Borderlands or whatever you think of Randy Pitchford. Like, that's going to be a massive hit on this console. Persona 3 Reload is a huge game. That was probably the biggest announcement, I would guess, in this thing. Final Fantasy Tactics is huge. Madden is huge. Star Wars is huge. FIFA is huge. Chronos is a pretty awesome day and date. Apex Legends is still pretty big, right? Like, there are a lot of huge games coming to the platform. I don't understand why people are so upset with this direct. Like, Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2 are coming. We got another Octopath game, which people are excited for. Hyrule Warriors. We got a new Monster Hunter Stories game announced. Like, why are people mad? Like, because they want Elden Ring's announcements, and they want Final Fantasy Remake.
People want new games for the system to come out. They don't want all of these ports.
But those two games are ports, and people are complaining that they weren't a part of it. You want new games? The Adventures of Elliot, Hella, Monster Hunter Stories 3,
but they
Octopath Traveler 0.
But they want the games that got announced for PlayStation and Xbox earlier in the year to get a Switch version, Switch
like
2
what,
version.
Though,
like well, outside of Metaphor, because people like port wise, Metaphor, ReFantasio, like I said earlier, is one of them. Everybody wants to, not everybody, but some people want to know about Hollow Knight Silksong. They want a date. They want that game to become the Switch as a drop. Like, they want all of this stuff to happen, but they're not seeing that Microsoft controls the messaging and the marketing for that game. Like, we won't learn more anything until Gamescom, after that demo comes out and people play it at Gamescom. Like, that's the stuff that they want and everything. But at this time, people are if they're upset about they want certain games, tell us what certain games that you want, because in either way, it's going to be a port of a game coming to that system. It's not going to be any new IP. Like you just mentioned in the last story, Corey, with like development kits not being out to everybody. There's companies who don't have a development kit and who already had a plan and probably have a budget that we only could do Xbox, PlayStation, PC. Darksiders 4 just got announced.
Mm-hmm.
THQ, and I'm surprised they even did a showcase. That thing really came out. It just came out. Like, I found about Darksiders 4 from Luke Lore.
Wait, it's so surprising because Pat messaged the Boss Rush podcast group chat. I'm like, they announced that game like a year ago. Why is everybody so surprised? Like,
I think,
this was a trailer, but they announced it last year at their thing. Like, they announced this game. They said it would be a sequel to Darksiders 1. They said it would feature probably all 4 horsemen. Like, they talked about it.
I think
it's just like, I feel like nobody cares about Darksiders enough to even pay attention to THQ.
I think it was a reminder and everything, and I think I
understand that. Like, I'm not mad at THQ. I'm just like, why are so many people surprised that they showed it when they acting like they announced something when they announced it last year?
Because there wasn't enough information. They didn't know if it was the consoles, if it was going to be multiplayer or. Well,
they have a trailer out there.
The thing about it is that with Darksiders 4, they thought it would be is it the one with the guns? They thought it would be his, but
he already has his own game. Genesis is his game.
Yeah, but he was supposed to have a solo game.
That is a solo game.
No, it's
Darksiders Genesis is his game.
They don't count that because War is in it.
Yeah, because it's a co-op game, but War isn't in it unless you are playing co-op.
But they still feel like because War is in it, it's not part of the canon of it being a solo game. If it was going to be a solo game, it just would have been him by himself.
We've talked way too much about the lore of Darksiders this episode. I was not prepared to do something like that.
I know, but because everybody's holding them to where all 4 games, where Darksiders 4 was supposed to be a solo game with Swipe or Snipe or whatever. Strife. Why did I say Swipe? Was supposed to be a game just for Strife. And Darksiders 5 is supposed to be the continuation of 1 because
Darksiders 4 makes sense that it's all 4 of them because it's Darksiders 4 and there's 4 horsemen. But all four was supposed to get their solo games. 1 is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, and 4 was supposed to be each character's game, I guess, as origin games, or because all 4 games are supposed to be running at the same time. Then 5 is supposed to be the sequel of the ending to 1.
that was their plan, THQ's slash Virgil plan, before all of that nonsense happened with THQ and all of that bunch of stuff changed. So now, because of Genesis coming out, they was able to, it was a not Mass Effect, Xenosaga. It was the Xenosaga thing, where how they had to cut the gangs and put them like in, I think 4 to 6 was is Xenosaga 6 or Xenosaga 3.
They put 3. They put I think so. 1 was the first game, or was like the first. I think 2 was 2.5, like 2.5 chapters, and then 3 was like they shoved everything else into 3.
Everything, right? So that was kind of thing is what happened to this series. So now Darksiders 4 is supposedly the conclusion of the series, with the ending of 1. Now, I guess finishing the series. Is the assumption. But anywho, outside of that, I think a lot of developers just didn't plan on Switch 2 because maybe Nintendo wasn't speaking to them about when the system was coming out, so they don't have a development kit to make games for the system. Now, I agree with you. I think once more companies get development kits, hopefully we'll start seeing more games. But people were upset. Then explain to us what games that you wanted to see. Because yes, we're not getting Monster Hunter World because that's going to be old by the time that game comes out. And that game, I think did okay.
I think we might get Monster Hunter Wilds when that expansion comes out.
Right. And we knew that Assassin's Creed Shadows was coming. We knew Star Wars was coming. You know, they just haven't been dated, and Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Assassin's Creed hasn't even been announced yet, but I would assume we're going to get all the Assassin's Creed games at some point on this thing, because Ubisoft loves to, re-release those games.
Right. And I know, like, and then we still got like the level 5 games, like Professor Layton and some of their other games and stuff.
Yeah, so World of Steam, where was that at?
That one, I think we're waiting.
Maybe they're delaying it so they can put the rest of the games on Switch.
But it has been delayed, so I think they're waiting for the next direct to come. And so I think,
well, Nintendo's publishing it, right? Though,
yeah, I think without Nintendo's games, to make this like a full direct and stuff. Mm-hmm. I think with this partner direct is that yes, they are doing ports. Yes, they are showing us new games. Yes, we all know about games that are existing but didn't have a date or anything. I feel like this direct was balanced. I'm like, you got 26 games to choose from. Mm-hmm. And if you're complaining, go watch the PlayStation, go watch Xbox's direct, like go watch some of this. Like a lot of people weren't over the moon over a lot of the summer directs that happened last month, in June, at the well, not last month, I'm sorry, because we're in August. 2 months ago in June, like people weren't, like, besides Xbox having a great showcase, nobody really was saying anything about the games that were shown in those showcases that made people excited. So it's, I think with this direct is that, like, if you feel a certain type of way, explain to us what you wish was in it, and then make sure, if you're going to say it, that it has none of the Nintendo stuff, that it don't have any indie games, that it actually has third-party stuff. Because for a lot of partner stuff with Nintendo, it's a lot of Japanese developers.
Yeah.
And those Japanese developers bought something. Capcom bought Monster Hunter 3. Bandai Namco bought Dragon Ball, Sparking Zero. Square Enix bought 2 games with the Adventures of Elliot and Octopath Traveler 0.
I mean,
We don't got
Romancing Saga got their
yeah.
Switch 2 upgrade today or this
yeah.
week, right? So
Sega is bringing Kiwami, Yakuza Kiwami 2, and you get an upgrade where you got to pay for the upgrade for the Switch Runner version. So you already got three, and then Yakuza 0 did well on Switch. Actually, I think it did 1 million plus on Switch. But Sega brought something. We got it definitely with Persona 3 Reloaded, which is an Atlas game that people were talking about seeing if that game was going to come to Switch 2 because people wanted that game on the Nintendo system. So it's like the Japanese developers bought stuff. What did America bring? Where's the Western developers?
I mean, there's a lot of Western games on here.
But like in this direct, outside of EA and stuff. And I know Microsoft didn't show anything that we was expecting but I think they're probably waiting for
by the Fire, Apex Legends, Madden, Star Wars Outlaws, FIFA, NBA Bounce.
But Ubisoft is like more Europe.
Just Dance, is Plants vs Zombies. I mean, there's more Western games than Japanese games here. But
I'm speaking. I think more Western developers and everything. That's why I said outside of EA. And I think, like I said, Microsoft is probably waiting for a bigger direct to say anything like Hi-Fi Rush and.
I don't think Microsoft knows what's going on. Ed, they probably don't even know their own stuff. They don't even know how to put games on their own console. Let alone. Sorry, I'm irked by Microsoft at the moment.
But I think we'll see more in the Nintendo Direct with more indies, third party, and stuff like that. Battlefield 6. Let me tell you guys, the Battlefield series need every help that they could get. I'm not worried about it not being on Nintendo Switch 2 because nobody been asking about Battlefield on Switch on Nintendo consoles.
I mean, nobody's been asking about Battlefield
after the crazy right, but after the craziness that happened with Battlefield 5, EA has a lot to prove with Battlefield.
It was Battlefield 2042 was the one that everybody was like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
That it launched without a scoreboard. It's a competitive shooter.
Would anyone be happy to see Dead Space remake on Nintendo Switch? Which EA could bring for another October, like a horror game? No. But Konami could probably have something in hand with Silent Hill 2 remake. A Bloober Team is already bringing their game. Konami probably got something up their sleeve that we don't know about. So I think people just reacted because they had expectations but didn't explain their expectations. 26 great games, regardless if they're ports or not, is exciting. Now, for a lot of people really complaining, they're mostly upset and complaining because of the game key card thing. They're not really complaining about the games unless they explain what games they were going to bring. Mm-hmm. This direct I thought was amazing. Like I said, I gave it an A-. There's a lot of games that I want and I can't wait to hopefully purchase them and play them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this direct was actually really great and exactly what I expected from Nintendo and I think it's exactly what Nintendo needed to have in terms of like third party support and proving why people should still care about the Switch ecosystem, really, right? So good on them. I really enjoyed it. I said this on the recap show, but I am like beyond excited for a Plants vs Zombies remaster.
And everybody had been hoping that game to come since Wii U.
I mean, it's been rumored. It's been rumored that remaster has been rumored for so long.
Wasn't there one
everybody was just like, well, it's either coming to mobile or it's not coming out at all.
Wasn't there? I thought there was a handheld version. Wasn't it like a DS or 3DS version?
There was a DS version.
Okay.
I think there was a version on Wii actually, or on I don't know, one of these Nintendo consoles. I don't know anymore.
But I will say I love the trailer for it with the old man and the plant spinning it out, and then he redoes the TV. It makes it HD. They both go ooh, like they get the comedy. I'm like that was a great trailer.
That game is that. So I know we like to poo poo the mobile game on some of our shows, but I have to say, like those early App Store games, like I think Plants vs Zombies and Angry Birds are two of the best video games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Full stop. And they were mobile games. I think they are some of the best games ever made, in my opinion. Like up there with like Tetris, and like they're that good in my opinion of like how perfect they are in their simplicity and how complex they become within their simplicity. You know what I mean? Like Plants vs Zombies is an incredible video game, and I hope people buy this. I don't need like, oh, if this becomes, if this remaster is successful, let's bring out like, Garden Warfare 3 and like that weird Mass Effect spinoff that never took off because it turns out people that play Plants vs Zombies want Plants vs Zombies, not
right
Call of Duty or Mass Effect. Although that first Garden Warfare did pretty well for them, but it was a cute game. But they were trying to capture that Splatoon crowd. Anyways, not important. That's like the best announcement in this entire thing, in my opinion. I'm so excited for that stupid game. Switch and Switch 2, everybody. But I don't know. You have anything else to say about the Direct before we move on?
Yes. That Monster Hunter Stories 3 looks so good.
Incredible.
That animation. And Age of
I'm surprised they didn't
Imprisonment.
announce like Monster Hunter 1 and 2 Switch 2 upgrades to that with that either. Talk about games that could use it.
Yeah. But I'm like, oh, that thing, that game in motion looks so beautiful. Like when I seen the art style, just like Monster Hunter 3, I'm like Monster Hunter Stories, and then I was just like, are they bringing 3? I'm like, oh yeah, oh cool.
Yeah. It kind of has that. It kind of has a Breath of the Wild look to it,
which just
it's going to be blasphemy, but cleaner.
Well, yeah. Actually,
sharper.
Age of Imprisonment just looks. I mean, in motion, it looks beautiful too.
It looks really good.
I kind of just want to say, like, I could give big ups to Capcom and Nintendo for their cell shading style, and appreciate both because like with this modern technology, with the colors and the details they could put into it compared to like Jet Set Radio and Wind Waker and Cell Damage and stuff like that, and other games that use cells, cell shading as the art style, they really look beautiful. And they really, that's an art style to really respect and accept. And so Capcom knocked it out the park. And Age of Imprisonment looks amazing in action. Yeah, I'm super, super happy to see all of this. I guess we'll see more with Borderlands 4 and everything. We'll see more with Final Fantasy. What's Upon Katamari looks good. I think it has some frame rate issues here and there. But maybe that would get fixed or get patched and everything. But yeah, this Direct with 26 games, yeah, A- for me. I enjoyed this Direct. I have no complaints.
Yeah, it was great.
Though I was hoping to see more of Demon X Machina sequel, but that's okay.
Yeah, sorry, Ed.
It looks so amazing too.
The next story, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is getting a physical release according to Digital Eclipse and Atari. The physical version for both Switch and Switch 2, it has been confirmed that the Switch 2 version is entirely on the cartridge. They also just announced the Mortal Kombat trilogy for the collection. So, they already announced, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, Ultimate, MK3, the weird Game Boy and Game Boy Advance spinoffs or versions. And I wonder what else is going to come to this thing. But it's cool. The collector's edition or the special edition, there's a $149.99 collector's edition featuring a Goro controller holder, art book, lore book, and arcade tokens. A deluxe edition, $79.99 on everything. Switch 1 is $69.99 with a steel book and other extras. So this does stand out. I mean, it's a wave of Switch 2 third-party game keycard titles that were announced at the showcase. Glad that they are not abandoning the cartridge. So yeah, cool. I think Mortal Kombat's probably a series that needs one of these legacy collections.
Quick question: with you said the Mortal Kombat trilogy, that's the individual games of 1, 2, and 3.
Well, they're doing the individual games, but they're also doing that trilogy set that came out at one point. There's
the one that came on N64 and PlayStation 1.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Because both of those versions need to be fixed because they crashed at a certain point.
Well, I don't think they're here to, remake the games. I think they're here to present them as they were.
Because I'm like,
I'm sure they'll go in and fix the crashing, right? But like,
okay, yeah, because that's what, when you said that, I'm just like, hold on 1 second. I'm like, the one on PlayStation crashed after 45 plus minutes of play, just full on.
I mean, they fixed
the same thing with N64.
Yeah, I mean, they fixed all the weird issues with the Turtles games on that collection, so I don't imagine them not doing that with this.
Okay.
So, all right, let's move on. Kirby's Air Riders. This is the last story. Probably not much to say here, but it's been rated for Nintendo Switch 2. Let's see. Kirby Air Riders set to launch on Switch 2 later this year with a recent age rating in Saudi Arabia, suggesting the game may be approaching. Although the game has been limited since April's announcement, Sakurai mentioned in July that the game is shaping up to be something great, coinciding with the 22nd anniversary of Kirby's Air Ride, the GameCube game. So if it hits 2025's release window, it will launch alongside other racing titles like Mario Kart World and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And it will add to Nintendo's first-party lineup. Don't forget Fast... what was it called? What was this fast racing version called this time around? Fast Fusion.
Yeah.
So a lot of racing games. I imagine Microsoft will also put Forza Horizon on here at some point. How you feeling about this though, Ed?
Feel good. That's good that it got rated. We'll probably see more of it in the next Nintendo Direct, and we may get a release date. It's kind of quick though. I mean, they've been probably working on it for years.
Mm-hmm.
Even probably after his Sakurai's development YouTube thing, after that happened. I kind of feel like that this thing has been in development for a good while, and now they're just like in their, they're having to put in finishing touches and stuff like that. I think it's a game that, like I said, we'll probably see in December, because I think was it October or September? Well, I wonder if that's October, November, or it may have been December when the GameCube original Kirby's Air Ride came out. So I think it's a December game. I think we're gonna get it later. I mean, yeah, we'll just get it later this year, but I think it's a December game. And get it out before Christmas.
Yeah. I think they'll want to get it out before the holiday. I feel like that's a game, like, if you don't get Mario Kart and kids want to play a racing game, this might be. Also, there's like a lot of people who really love Kirby's Air Ride. So
yeah.
Yeah.
My nephew had it. My nephew had it for Christmas, so he loved it.
I can't believe they let him make another Kirby Air Ride.
This is Sakurai.
I know.
He's been making. I'm like, he's made Nitty a lot of money.
Yeah, they were probably like, well, we're gonna make you make us the next Smash Brothers game. So here's the one for you, right? Kind of like Kid Icarus was the one for him after the last Smash. Oh man.
Here you go. Here's a check. Go make what you want to make.
Yeah. Please. Please make us more Smash Brothers. Make another game while you're at it. Your choice though.
We need that Kid Icarus 3.
Oh, God. All right. Ed. Kid Icarus, man.
Yes.
For how much love they put and care they put into that character for like the Smash Brothers and some of the other stuff, I can't believe we only have 3 games for that series. And one of them doesn't even count, right? The Game Boy one.
Yeah.
You're like, that doesn't count. I'm telling you, man, if they made a Breath of the Wild style Kid Icarus, like, what if we don't get a 3D Zelda? Like, we won't get a 3D Mario game for a while. What if our 3D Zelda is actually just Kid Icarus?
They would get the coins.
I mean, yeah,
$60 or $70. They would get the coins.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that, honestly. I mean, I want a 3D Zelda, obviously, right? But like, if you're gonna give me a big kind of open world adventure game like that set with Kid Icarus, like, sure.
Especially with Bandai Namco probably helping them do development. Oh, heck yeah, we'll get something.
Or like, what if that's what Monolith is working on?
I wouldn't be able to take it. Monolith Soft is too. I'm sorry, Corey, but Monolith Soft is too good to do a Kid Icarus. Don't get me wrong. They would all automatically get the coin. I would need a collector's edition. Definitely, I would need a collector's edition. But I think dude, would you feel like it's a betrayal because it's not a Zelda game? But
I really don't care, honestly.
I don't know.
If the game is fun, I will play it. Yes, I want a new Zelda game, but look, Kid Icarus is a franchise I feel like they could do much more with.
Now,
that's like what? Okay, we actually have a question about this later. We'll talk about this later. We have a question about this very thing later.
Okay, I would save my.
Not Kid Icarus specifically, but my answer will go with that question. So let's talk about Pack Watch, Ed.
Pack Watch.
Here are the games you can buy or play on Switch and Switch 2 or Switch 2. Not necessarily and Switch 2.
Great. Before we move on, going back to the Nintendo Direct stuff, I'm sorry. I know Stephanie asked on the recap how they were showing the Switch 2, Switch 1 logo. I did appreciate that too. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I when she brought that up, that just came to my mind. I really like what they did with that to clear up any confusion.
Yeah, very Nintendo-like way to bring it up too and introduce it, right? Very hand-holdy.
I know.
Probably to the people that don't need it the most.
But yeah, Pack Watch, everybody. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, Pack Watch. Apex Legends is coming on April 5th to Switch 2. It's already available on Switch 1, but this version is getting it's coming with a new season. Master an ever-growing roster of legendary characters. Round up your squad and engage in 60 person battle royale mode, limited time modes, and takeovers. It is getting a massive graphical and frame rate overhaul for Switch 2, which means it probably looks just like the Xbox and PlayStation versions or PC versions you're already playing, but cross-play, cross-progression still exists, so you'll be able to do that there as well. Also on 8.5 is Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles 2. Destroy demons with the power of forged bonds. Tanjiro Kamado's battle will once again unfold. That's all we got. That's all we got. Maybe Demon Slayer fans know what that means. On 8/6, Fate Hollow at Taraxia Remastered. Set half a year.
Never heard that word. That's a
I know Fate. The Fate series has
yes.
been around forever, but come on, this is worse than any Square Enix title I ever heard. Set half a year after the end of the Fifth Holy Grail War, the classic visual novel Fate Hollow Ataraxia, comes remastered to the Nintendo Switch, building on the 2020 or the 2014 release. This remaster features English and simplified Chinese localizations for the first time, in addition to full HD visuals. Choose your own adventure in colorful scenarios unfolding day and night in the city of Fuyuki, as you delve into hidden truths behind the Holy Grail War. You will also unlock a collection of feature-packed minigames as you progress throughout the story. Spend your days with familiar characters and explore the world of Fate, all while fighting to survive a new Holy Grail War. All right. On 8/7, we're getting 4 games. Fruit Bus. Fruit Bus is a cozy open-world cooking adventure game where players take on the role of a food truck vendor, traveling between tropical islands to gather ingredients, craft meals, and build friendships. The game emphasizes foraging, crafting, and serving customers with delicious fruit-based treats from a customizable food truck. It features a relaxing atmosphere with no timers, no pressure to rush, allowing players to explore their own pace. Gradius Origins, the legendary pioneer of side-scrolling shoot-'em-up genre, makes a triumphant return. This collection features 18 versions across all 7 arcade titles in the series, including the first ever appearance of Gradius 3 AM show version on home consoles. A variety of helpful new features have been added to the games, including save states, a rewind feature, and invincible mode. The new training mode lets you adjust settings like restart points, loop counts, and power-up statuses to help hone your skills to perfection. There's also a gallery feature that includes music from the game, a variety of images and from each title, and much, much more. Man, these descriptions are getting really long. The House of the Dead 2 remake is also coming. House of the Dead 2 remake is a remake of the second entry in the well-known and popular rail shooting series.
I've never heard of this. Wait, what?
Take on the lone role of a secret agent as James or Gary, or team up in co-op mode to neutralize dangerous undead monsters standing in your way. I don't know, man. Ritual of Raven. Ritual of Raven is a story-based farming sim where players become a witch's apprentice and use magic to farm rather than doing it themselves. Players enchant arcana constructs to grow magical herb gardens, befriend a quirky village of outcasts, and perform rituals to stabilize dangerous portals. The game features a unique twist on farming where using hands on plants drains their magic, necessitating the use of constructs and tarot cards for farming tasks. Okay. All right, Ed. Let's get into the Nintendo Switch game updates.
Yes.
Switch 2 has a firmware update, Ed. Nintendo's released a new firmware update, version 20.3.0 for both Switch and Switch 2, bringing general stability improvements, behind-the-scenes security fixes, new SNES app features like mouse support and button mapping, and launching a Switch online playtest in select regions. Nintendo's celebrating Donkey Kong's new game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, with merch, mobile promotions, and special Tetris 99 Maximus Cup event from August 1st through 4th. Players can unlock DK-themed art, music, and Tetramino designs. So if you're hearing this on podcast services, this is their last day to get that. Fall Guys has been updated for Switch 2 with uncapped frame rates up to 60 frames a second as part of a new Tropical Tides update. Mario Kart World's July update, version 1.2.0 is now live, adding new features like no comm and mushrooms only rules in versus races, expanded replay and spectating options, a visual change for collectibles in free roam, and tweaks such as weaker comm racers and item balancing adjustments, while also fixing numerous gameplay, UI, and course-specific bugs to improve overall performance and player experience. Nintendo has also released an update for Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, bringing the game to version 1.2.1 with a fix addressing system behavior on Switch 2. Following a previous update that added visual enhancements, improved frame rates, and HDR support, this patch maintains local compatibility with versions 1.2.0 and 1.1.0, but not with version 1.0.0.
Oh, wow.
So players should ensure their systems are up to date.
Right.
The latest in a wave of updates Nintendo has rolled out first-party titles. Okay. Date Everything has received a mega patch on Switch that bundles previous hot fixes, fixes bugs in multiple endings, and improves overall performance. Lastly, Nintendo has acknowledged a bug in Super Mario Party Jamboree, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV that that's quite a title. That prevents records from uploading to the online rankings, temporarily pausing ranking updates until the future patch fixes this issue. Meanwhile, the recent Jamboree TV update adds new mouse, camera, and microphone-based party games. Yep, we already talked about that earlier.
Yes.
As for Nintendo Switch Online updates, Mario Paint has been added to the Super Nintendo NSO app, complete with mouse controls for Switch 2. I've also been told that on Switch 1, if you plug in a USB mouse, that will also work.
Nice.
If you plug a USB mouse into either the USB-C port on the top of a Switch Lite or bottom of the Switch Lite, or into the USB port on the dock. So yeah. New trials. The Dragon Drive Global Jam demo event is happening soon, so look out for that. The preload is already available on the eShop, so you can check that out. All right, let's head in the question block.
Question block.
Question block. If you have any questions, topics, comments, or thoughts, feel free to send them in to the show. You can post the Nintendo Pow Block question block channel on the Discord, in the Discord, or leave a comment on the YouTube video. Drop it in the free Patreon thread or on social media. Sam Hall writes in via YouTube comment. Now that Donkey Kong is out, what franchise do you think will be a reimagined for a new generation? I think Kid Icarus should be reimagined for a new generation. I think that they have done a lot for that character to where it, I think it's worth exploring, bringing Kid Icarus forward. People like Greek mythology, people like anime. You mix the two, that could be something. I mean, look what Hades did. That's all I'm saying. I know it's a roguelike and isometric, but if you put like that type of amalgamation into like a AAA Breath of the Wild type experience, just saying, make it vertical. Maybe do what Mario Odyssey did and put some funny little kind of vertical jumping things in there to give a call back to the original, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I think Kid Icarus would be fun.
For me, Duck Hunt as a mystery adventure game.
Oh my gosh, you're the worst.
Famicom
Detective Club Duck Hunt confirmed.
Well, that means that's an option, but actually a 3D adventure, kind of almost like Phoenix Wright or something. But you one of the guys from Excitebike, let's just say, one of the writers, he was a detective, and he just happened to, own the cabin and everything. And you kind of find out that his partner is the duck hunt dog.
Gosh,
And
I hate this
you
already.
know, a crazy thing happened with the duck hunt dog trying to get one of the actual ducks. They play around, but then they find like a dead body. Um, or they kind of find something very mysterious. So they go back. Um, they kind of recognize what's going on, and they look at each other, and as a tutorial, they're helping each other and everything to get out the situation so they could go and tell the detective. And the detective kind of hear the commotion or whatever, or see them running and stuff. It comes and follows them, and they get into a mystery. So now it's up to duck hunt the duck hunt team to get together to solve mysteries in the woods or something like that. And it's a big, like, each case has it's connected together, and then there's a final case that brings a revelation. And then you get the duck hunt detectives or something like that, where it's the duck hunt dog, and random person from Excitebike. Now it's a team together solving mysteries, but in
Why are you the
actual
worst?
3D, mixed in with probably some 3D platforming here and there.
Why are you the worst?
What?
I don't know. Just felt like saying that. Our next question comes from our longtime friend Celeste Roberts via Discord.
Yes.
If you remember playing Mario Paint back in the day, what memories do you have of it? Did you compose great music, make a masterpiece?
So I did play actually on the original Super Nintendo. My cousin let me borrow the game. Because he wasn't feeling Mario Paint, so he let me borrow it, and it came with the board and the mouse for you to do everything. And so, I remember, uh, you know, first I was coloring the Mario from Super Mario World, and do like the coloring book stuff. And then I would play different music, or I would play when the flies come swatting and stuff. I did actually compose music for it. They weren't masterpiece because I was young. I think it was 1994 the game came out. I think I was like 14, or when that game came out, or whatever year. Um and I would just like definitely listen to the stars and meows and the moos and like the hearts and mushrooms and stuff, and so and everything. And I would just like try to create my own like beats and songs and stuff, and harmonies and everything, because I was and still am big into music for it. So I didn't make a masterpiece. I kind of just made weird things, but it helped me learn on how to create music from a production standpiece. So yeah.
As for me, I did not play Mario Paint. I did not have a Super Nintendo. My friend, however, had it. I watched him play it a little bit. I thought it was interesting. But I have actually never played Mario Paint. So
I used to use the spray paint to draw my own picture. So I would draw like a sandy beach with waters and try to incorporate waves and stuff. I really that would be my thing, and was using the spray paint stuff.
I wonder if they're going to try to bring that back in some way.
I mean, they had Art Academy
I know.
and like the DS stuff.
I know, but if you
Maybe.
put Mario on it, like a Mario Paint Art Academy or something, like title it that way, right? Like I feel like, I don't know, maybe not, but like I just feel like they've been experimenting with these weird things lately. Like, I mean, Game Builder Garage last gen, right? It was like this weird thing, right? And obviously Mario Maker is a thing. Like I know it's not art, but it's creating things, right? Creating games essentially, and building these levels and stuff. So I wonder if they would actually try to do that. It'd be interesting to see what Mario Paint looked like in 2025, like a modern version.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Plus,
I mean, I'll give this a whirl. I'm not like itching to play it or anything, though. To be honest, I think it's a nice addition to the Super Nintendo library. I think it's something people have been asking for, but
yeah, and I think there's more art styles or art equipment they can add in more production stuff to make music and everything. Mm-hmm. And like definitely with the USB C or just going through a USB that you could probably add instruments if you want to, like have a music program and stuff. I can see a lot of that stuff, being something happening.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to this next question or series of questions. David Lasby writes in. So funny. We were just joking about this a couple episodes ago when Mario Strikers got added. What's it going to take for Nintendo to bring back Mario Baseball? I just don't understand.
I think Nintendo has an idea for it. But when the time is right, they will make another game and add it.
I think they will bring it to Nintendo Switch Online, and I don't know. My thing is I think people were complaining about golf and tennis, right? And those are their popular ones last gen, right? And they just kind of felt very hollow versions of those games. I think they're gonna have to put more effort into the baseball thing, just because I feel like it needs it. But I think you're going to see it real soon on Nintendo Switch Online, honestly, because I think you need more multiplayer games on that thing, and I think that's an easy win for them. I think it's also GameCube's library not very big, so.
Plus, Mario Baseball on Wii just kept selling, dude. Even when like Wii U and Switch was out, like they were still sitting that game. Definitely had Toys R Us that were just selling numbers.
Yeah, so I imagine they will bring it out sooner than later. Especially because Ed, you just mentioned they have skipped 2 generations already, so I imagine you'll get a Switch Online version first, though.
Yeah.
He asks a few other questions too. Will DK Bonanza win Game of the Year? Somewhere, I'm sure.
It went Best Nintendo Game of the Year.
It'll win Family Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Right. The thing about it is because of Clear Obscure Expedition 33 has a higher mark, like a Metacritic, than Bonanza. Bonanza is going to give it a run for its money. I will say that, along with Death Stranding 2. We'll also give it that game a run for its money.
I feel like a bunch of people have fallen off Death Stranding 2. Like I feel like it's. I don't know. I've heard multiple people saying initially when they played it, like it might be up there, and then by the time they're done with it, they're like, yeah, it's a sequel.
Yeah. But I think those 3 games would definitely be in the conversation and stuff. As great as Bonanza is, Expedition 33 and that game are just gonna be a big run. It's really gonna, I don't know about the voting thing for just the Game Awards in general, but I think we gotta see how many publications, or like Game Informer, IGN, GameSpot, Nintendo, well, not so much Nintendo Life, because Nintendo Life would give it to Bonanza, and PlayStation and Xbox probably give it to Expedition 33. So that'd be like a 2-to-1. It's really going to be when we see those big publications and what podcasts, whether they're popular or not, what they would give the final game of the year to. If we once we hear a lot of stuff and see a lot of stuff, we will see who would get it. I mean, it has, like I said, it has a chance to win it, but Expedition 33 is the front runner right now to win game of the year.
Yeah. I agree. I think Donkey Kong's up there. I don't really know if there's much, at least on paper, the rest of the year that's going to go up against those two games, really, in terms of like, yeah, this game really has a chance against these two.
And, we got the bossies, so a chance.
Don't remind me. I'm going to cry again.
Which I kind of feel that Expedition 33 might get Game of the Year.
Oh, with our audience, absolutely.
The boss key.
Absolutely.
So, but like I said, Bonanza is going to give it a run for its money. So
it'll win Game of the Year somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, Expedition 33, man, that's a heck of a video game.
That's going to be an expansion pass that we're going to have.
On what?
Probably Game of the Year stuff.
Oh.
Just in general.
He also asked, should Bonanza have been a launch title? No. Nah. It's fine right where it's at.
Yeah.
You got to string people along. You got to have the carrot on the stick, right? And
Mario Kart, because of the sale numbers, and 68 million is no joke. That's the Nintendo with the best business idea they could, and that's with releasing Mario Kart as a launch game for Switch 2. I mean, why wouldn't you? You would take your most popular. You literally would take your most popular game. Like, look at Breath of the Wild. I mean, Breath of the Wild. Yes, it was a Wii U game, and it went to Switch. But like, Breath of the Wild was going to be the leading game to sell Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to think of that from a business perspective. Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, like I said, I think it'll win somewhere. But I think it also probably, I don't know. I think where it sits right now, in terms of where it was in terms of this launch window and this Game of the Year stuff, it just, I think Donkey Kong is doing just fine. I think Nintendo's doing just fine, and the Donkey Kong will continue to sell forever, right? I mean, it'll end up doing Odyssey numbers, I think, at some point. All right. He also asked, were people too harsh on the partner direct? We kind of already discussed that, but yes, they were 100% too harsh. Last question from him. I think this is the serious question from him. Now that Nintendo acknowledges Age of Imprisonment as canon, is it time to also acknowledge Age of Calamity as such?
Yes, we've already done it. We should have.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. Right? I mean, I think so.
I mean, it takes place in that universe. It takes place in that story. So why not? If Imprisonment's going to be canon, Calamity has to be canon. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are canon. Like, all 4 of those games are in that universe.
Yeah.
And we, it's in the Breath universe. That's, we're not going to put it in anything or just be like, oh no, it was just a side game. No, that game has a story. It explains a lot of stuff. Explains the 100-Year War and everything, which leads it to Breath of the Wild. Same thing that Imprisonment's going to do, that leads it to Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, Agent Calamity is part of is part of the canon lore.
Yeah, I think as far as Zelda fans are concerned, it is. I think I don't know if Nintendo will ever acknowledge it, but I they don't acknowledge anything. So, you know, they also said that Mario and Peach are just good friends. So, you know, whatever. Next, they're going to say Zelda and Link are just good friends, which is what they try to do for Skyward Sword, I think. So,
Mm-hmm.
Man, I really wish I liked that game because their relationship in that game was so endearing, so cute. But
yeah.
Anyways, yes, I think Zelda, out of all of their franchises, I think Zelda's the one that should probably have some sort of canon. And I know they do technically, but like, I don't know. I just think Nintendo doesn't really, for better or for worse, doesn't care about any of that stuff. It's all about making a great game, right? So,
right.
Anyways, Twilight Princess, bring it back. All right, Ed, our last question of the night. Deshaun Malone writes in, why do you think Nintendo raised prices on Switch systems but not Switch 2 systems? Why are, so yeah, I mean they raised prices on Switch 1s because I think they just released the Switch 2 and it would be a terrible look for them to launch a console and then raise the price instead of just launching it at a price, right?
Mm-hmm.
I also think that they need to make up that difference somewhere. And putting that tag on Switch 1 will either cover that difference faster because the systems are cheaper to make now that the technology is so old, right? Or we'll push them to the new console, right? Because the prices are so close now. So there's like two birds with one stone with this, essentially. I think it definitely hinders their ability to catch up to PS2 in terms of that sales record.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, look how much money they made on the Switch. Look how successful the Switch was. And look how successful the Switch 2 already is. I think that number is really just a fan championing number. You know, I think we would have liked to see them pass PS2, but at the end of the day, I mean, 154 million units is nothing to sneeze at, and it'll end up being their best selling console of all time by the end of the year. So, so yeah, I mean, that's my idea of it. Ed, what do you think?
I just like with Nintendo saying that some market change. I think with just everything going up in price, maybe the even though it may seem cheap, those cheap items that's in the system probably went up in price too. So that requires Nintendo to pay out a little more. So to equal it out, they have to charge a little. They have to charge more and stuff. So, but at this point in time, within 8 years, like if you haven't got a Switch and you just want to have it just to have it, as a collectors, you're gonna have to pay this new price and everything. But don't forget, with that price comes amazing library. So you are paying more for the hardware, but the software, over the 8 years, you have a lot to choose from, and they're great to have. Now, besides the Super Mario 3D collection, because that was only a time release, and the other games being a time release.
But two of those three games will be on NSO. Like one already is, and Sunshine will be there soon, right? So I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, some people would just be like, what, let me get the system and get this library games. Some people might just collect them just to have them or play them. But yeah, I think it's just like the parts probably went up in price. So Nintendo has to charge more because they have to outpay more for those prices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean that's it. That's all we got.
All right. Everybody, we're going to hop into our final thoughts. And my final thought is that, if you want great games to come to Switch 2, of course, it's through purchasing and everything. If you worry about a game being on the game key card, or you worried about getting physical stuff and you want to buy the other game other places, if you're going to buy that game other places, go ahead and do it, because that's your choice. You have the right to make that business choice. But if you want to play it on the Nintendo system, if I'm gonna say this, if you are a physical collector, make that collection be worth owning. And I'm not talking about the game key cards, that you're actually going to play these games and finish them. Just don't let them be your backup. If physical don't make no sense to you and you purchase that micro SD card express, you got enough space, just buy the digital. It's about playing the game and enjoying it. The cartridge shouldn't hold you back, or a fear of having the license taken away shouldn't hold you back, or anything. If you want to get the Switch version and play it on Switch 2, that's your prerogative. You can. But I just think that getting upset about the game key card thing is not worth it. There's a ton of great games on there. The Switch 2 has a great library of games, and Nintendo said it's up to the third parties to make those choices. Nintendo's not holding anybody back to make that choice if they want to put their game on a cartridge or they want to have a game key card. Plus, a lot of third parties, they're probably trying to fight piracy. Like, there's a lot of things that goes into this.
I mean, the cartridges are also expensive, and they only offer the 64 gig ones, and they're trying to save money in this crazy economy, right? Like, that's
right.
I mean, the United States is one of the biggest markets for every single platform, right? And the tariff situation is causing a lot of this strange kind of technology cost increase. So I mean, it's across the board. I mean, Microsoft just did it. Sony will do it, right? They just have enough units over here to allow them to wait as much as possible, right? They can probably get away with it till after the holiday. But I'm going to tell you, the Switch 2 is also going to go up in price next year. So, these key cards, man, they're expensive. Or not the key cards, the cartridges are expensive, and that's why we're getting the key cards. So, anyways, good times.
Good times. Well, Corey, let's wrap the show up. Everybody, thank you for
keep going. Keep it going. No, let's go.
Everybody, thank you for watching or listening to this episode of Nintendo Pow Block. If you joined us live, follow or subscribe to the channel you're watching if you haven't done so already. If you're watching us on YouTube later, like the video and leave your comments with your thoughts on today's topics, or leave one of your own we can discuss in a future episode. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, consider leaving us a 5-star rating and a review. You can support Boss Rush on Patreon at patreon.com/Boss Rush Network at a tier that's right for you. You can even follow for free and gain access to our base shows on one feed. Thank you again for watching and or listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Woohoo! Bye, everybody. Woohoo!
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/Boss Rush Network. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Christian S. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.